Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is Tuesday, and that means everyone's favorite show, at least my favorite show, Myth Dawn. And here with me is everyone who else's favorite show this is, and that's it. So we'll jump over to our wonderful DM. Eric, who are you? What are you doing here? And tell us about Myth Dawn.
Hey, everybody. Hey, chat. How's it going? I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris on the Twitters, Twitches, and YouTubes. I've been having a marvelous week of role-playing games, and I'm excited to come back to Myth Dawn. Myth Dawn is sort of like I don't do anything on Mondays, and so Tuesday to Sunday is just games. And so I'm excited to get back and start again, because last week was super good. This is our 5th edition high concept role-playing game that we love so much. So I'm super excited to jump into it. If you wanted to see what I'm doing, hit me up on Twitter, because I share all the shit that I do over there.
Fantastic.
So do that stuff. Anyways, back to you.
My current savior of the week hooked me up with some sweet, low-lag, super last-minute, super quick artwork. Meta, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing today?
I am the savior. No, okay. I'm Metamaster. I am a GM and artist on Twitch, and I am here playing Minea, which is a consort bard, and she's super spunky and excited to see everybody. So I'm excited about the episode. You guys know it keeps getting better and better. Maybe we won't have sad feels today. Maybe.
Hopefully.
We will.
Let's find out.
Somehow.
Guys, there's a tweet on my Twitter that I retweeted from Meta's Twitter about all the fun things that you can pay her to do for you. Go do them quickly before I buy up all of her time and make her work for me. You have mere days. The other apparent artist of the group, which I didn't know until literally moments ago, Summer, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm Summer. I'm a streamer here on Twitch. We do D&D, we do Monster Hearts, we do Mouse Guard, we do a ton of shit over there. On off the table, and we run a DM advice show on Thursdays, and it's super fun. I'm so excited to be back in Myth Dawn, though. This is definitely one of my favorite campaigns right now. I'll be playing Zarina. She's a Grigori ranger. And she's pissed. I'm really excited.
I'm interested.
Summer totally underplayed their Mouse Guard game. It's fucking awesome, and their name has a pun in it, like mine does, which all good Mouse Guard games... All good Mouse Guard names need a good pun like that. So good on you. That you're doing it right.
I don't understand Mouse Guard or Burning Wheel. I'm sad about it.
Oh man,
I can fix that for you. I will fix that for you.
I would gladly join 100 Burning Wheel games. It's definitely my favorite system.
I looked at the book and I went, "That looks complicated," and I put it down.
Oh, see, you're only supposed to read the first 50 pages.
Yeah,
that's it.
I didn't read. I don't read any of them, so I'm terrible.
Look, Summer and I will fix it. Summer's going to run Burning Wheel for both of us, and we're gonna have a great time.
Deal.
Sorry, Summer. You have been totally recruited to run this.
Voluntold. Last but not least, the master of world building himself, Grant. Who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing today?
My name's Grant Ellis. I'm an independent content creator for Dungeons & Dragons. I host a show on Encounter Roleplay's YouTube channel called The Story Forge, which is all about world building for tabletop RPGs. I'm an occasional Twitch streamer. I run what's called D&D Open Mic Nights, which we've decided will probably evolve into the Dungeon Mentor program, where anyone can come and play Dungeons & Dragons. Last night we had probably our best show, where we just improvised a game of D&D on the spot, and anyone who wants to play, it doesn't matter how big your following is or how small your following is. Last night was a good example. One of our players has over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, while another one of the players doesn't even have a social media account and just heard, "Oh, I've always wanted to play D&D, let's play online." And we just spent 30 minutes to improvise a game, and I'm a Myth Dawn fanatic. It's my favorite thing in the world.
I have heard nothing but good things about the open mic night. I posted it a few times in my community. I've had a few people come and join over that. I know Jim was raving about it today. So, guys, if you want to do some ad hoc D&D, definitely go check that out. And before we jump in, I'll remind you guys that you guys can donate to affect the game down below. There's a donation section, and that's about it. Eric, take us away.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. So normally I do the previously on in a sort of transatlantic accent. We're like, our adventurers have recently recovered blah blah blah. But nope, I'm gonna ask if one of you guys want to do it today before I give it.
Can you do a transatlantic accent next time?
Sure. Yeah.
Like that embellished
Previous-
nasally accent.
Previously on Mython.
When last we
Hitler.
left our heroes, they ventured into the desert.
Brother Talk fell down a cliff.
Oh God. Yeah, I'll jump in for a little recap here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Rajan was a sad boy. He got his ass kicked several times in a row and had to leave their elephant friend to die. And he trudged through the desert, leading everyone to their doom as everyone fell in a hole, and then haphazardly attempted to rescue them. And then he and Tak heard fell voices on the wind, as it were. Went to go save them. Apparently there was a downed Voidborn ship that had crashed in the desert, and they were requesting aid, but in a way that was very, very definitely a trap, despite whatever Eric told us, that it wasn't a trap at all. Then we found a giant rock monster and fought it against our better judgment, almost to death. We finally defeated it, and then it turns out that the downed airship was in fact a trap. So, yeah. And now Zarina's mad because she found another Grigori, and she's mad about it. So it's going to be pretty interesting.
I would just like to point out that we didn't actually kill said monster because we had to find a puzzle piece thing.
Oh, that's right. We didn't kill it. We tried to kill it, and we were very bad at that. And so we found a puzzle cube and put it in its chest and called it a day.
You got it. I mean,
We
were very bad at it.
I only defended everybody. I said run. You said no. And so she
I wonder who healed you from dying.
Yeah. We were bad at it, guys. The collective we. Obviously.
modest party is very modest.
Yeah.
You guys all did wonderful. You did thwart my void storm being. So
That's
I
true.
think you deserve that. Don't doubt yourselves. You did great.
Didn't even get down to quarter health. It was,
Right.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So we're gonna pick up with once again a couple extra scenes because I love doing these little scene things. And today's is an inspiring view. So who would like to go first?
Yeah,
I'll go
jump
first.
right in. Oh, Meta's got
gonna
it.
say
She
that you
never wants to
should.
go first. She's in.
Okay. Wait, where's my paper? You go. Oh wait, no, I found it.
My
Too
dog
many
ate
tabs.
it.
Too many tabs. Okay. This is my little snippet. I actually wrote it down this time. Okay. The loveliest of trees, bountiful with blossoms, perfectly frame the ocean shore. From the water's edge, Minea looks upon her people sing and dance as their melodies of celebration and renewal fills the air. The aura of grief and hopelessness is missing. Only joy for the awakening saturates the air. A body wrapped in ornate silks, adorned with gems and pearls, harvested from the very waters of their land, floats across the shimmering surface. And as she looks upon the body, it's swallowed by the sea and knows that their departure gives way to new life, soon to join the other's melody. She raises her arms, violin bow in hand, and summons her instrument of choice. Silver and blue rays of light waltz in unison to the ocean breeze, carrying her song to join the others. This was her first experience with death.
Ooh. Oh,
That
wow.
was dope.
Okay.
The way
Yeah.
that you read it really sounded like a poem.
Yay!
Yeah.
I was looking at poems to inspire me.
You got like a super like
Really-
iambic pentameter to your.
Yeah.
That was good.
Really liked it.
Yay,
So
thank you.
good.
Grant,
Awesome.
Grant, I think you were ready
All
to
right.
rock and roll.
Okay. His mentor lie dead. Then Talk cleaned his bloodied hands. An impressive view. It's a hike.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
Bam.
Okay.
Wow. That's not what I expected at all.
No, that's cool.
Wow.
That was great.
Oh,
About
God.
those sads. Summer, you want to save us from the sads, or you want to just increase the sad?
can't.
Okay, good.
I can't.
That's what I like.
Guys, don't ever count on me to decrease the sad, please. Okay. Fell sat in a small room. It wasn't so much a room as a cage. It was such a small space, she couldn't even stand up straight. So instead, she sat, curled up in the corner. Her tongue ran over her split lip. It stung. A lot of her stung. She hadn't come quietly. Her shoulders were sore, and dirt covered her head to toe. It was cold and wet, but it shouldn't have been long now. She was right. Eventually, 2 guards came, yanking her out of the room roughly. They didn't speak to her as they grabbed her by the arms and dragged her through the halls. She'd never been to the capital's physical building. She'd only seen it from a distance. It was nothing like its Undava counterpart. It was silent, dim, bland, the color of the sun-baked earth that surrounded it. Nothing like the warm, lit, bustling city in the dreamscape. This building, Nanalt, was the largest physical imprint that Grigori had left on the world, centered in the desert that they themselves had created. And most Grigori never stepped foot inside it. It was for the highest alone, and of course, their slaves. She'd been caught. She had known this was the price to pay when she decided to betray the Empire, and she thought she'd been cautious, but it hadn't been enough. However, she decided the punishment was worth it, because for a moment, she had tasted true freedom. They took her to a room where a solitary chair sat in the middle, and they pushed her into it. A thin man stood before her, and she glared into his eyes as he walked over to her and snatched the locket from around her neck. He grinned at her with an evil gleam in his eyes and clutched her locket tightly, and that was when the pain started. Much later, she was left alone in that very room crying. Her true name was embedded in her skin, a curse, a process that had hurt like nothing she'd ever felt. She was forever branded with it. She'd never been so helpless or so weak. She wiped at the ceaseless tears that fell from her eyes and forced herself to stand. She slowly moved to the only window in the room and looked out over the sprawling Nanalt. The light of day was fading, and the light of the Grigori with it. They were all moving to Undava, a place she was desperate to escape. She suddenly felt a sense of peace wash over her. She'd failed, but she'd tried and gotten close. Looking out over the city, feeling the weight of her name on her shoulders, she knew that she would try again, even if it cost her life, because this was not what she wanted.
Oh.
Yeah, just right in there with the sads again. Okay, all right, cool. Let me see if I can make it a little bit happier. I doubt it. Good. So the camera pans to Raijin, who is breathing heavily under his plate armor, sweat dripping down his face. He stands in the midst of a dying down sandstorm, sword dropped to his side, arms ache from the heavy blows of the earth elemental that just pummeled him into the ground several times, as he hazily looks up to see the new allies he's made standing around him. He sees the 2 women who wouldn't take no for an answer, who wouldn't leave, who wouldn't take the hint to run, who stayed to defend. He sees the one who ran to find what they needed to find to defeat this monstrosity. He sees Brother Tak, despite having a head start, came back to defend him. And he lazily walks, lilting to the side under the sweat and just body ache of the combat he just saw, to the edge of this dune, looking out at a ship that for a second in the haze of the dying light and the sandstorm looks to be the downed ship of his brothers. And he sinks to his knees. And as the sweat drips down his face and as the sandstorm clears, he blinks away and he sees that it is not in fact that ship, and that they still have a mission, and that he may still be alive, and has cast his eyes up to the comet overhead, a comet that means hope, a comet that means this is not the end. And he rises, looks back to everyone and says, "Let's go." And that's
You kind of got sad there, dude.
it. Did get a little sad,
like,
but like it was
what
it
you
was
doing over here?
It was inspirational sad. It was like uplifting sad.
Yeah.
I literally had like the only twist of happiness. Everybody else is like death. Damn it.
No, he's not dead. That's hope. He's not dead. We have to go save him.
Not dead.
He's not
Bring
dead
out
yet.
your dead.
All right, Eric, bring
And-
us the happy.
No.
Yeah, nope.
No. This is an excerpt from the journal of Caligny Mustafa Istor. The Emperor has provided us with a marvelous gift this afternoon, a true creation of the gods not yet dead. Navigatrix Savannah Usurara has proof of a sustainable world for us. Lush trees, clear water, and dreams innocently interconnected. Our emperor smiled today within their infinite dream world, and I find my resistance to a sense of optimism to be thwarted. The Vanguard of Vantar have confirmed the Navigatrix's reports and said they've never seen richer fields of dreams to reap. Their scythes are keened, and for the first time in many, many years, bats will be drawn for the heroes with the most kills.
Cool. Spa day. Just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what they do.
Yep.
That's totally Grigori. If everyone in chat playing along at home, it's a Grigori reference.
Yeah, I recognize some of those names.
Yeah.
You know, bads of blood. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love it. We love our blood.
Gross.
Yeah. Cool. Lenny Diesel wants to learn the ways of D&D in chat. You picked the right spot. We're all good
man.
GMs, so you are just hang out. Okay. So as Mike said, we are starting over in the sort of right where we left off last week. The storm has abated. You're surrounded by these broken trees of jade, basically like these large hexagonal columns, where the storm kind of just wrecked themselves upon these rocks. And right underneath your feet, Raijin, is this hexagonal ruby crystal. It's like flat, maybe this fits in the palm of your hand.
From the
It sort of the whole storm collapsed in it, and it pulses with magic.
He sort of leans down, adjusts the scimitar, adjusts his pauldron, checks his armor, and in a very like gladiator kind of way, he grabs a handful of sand around the or I guess glass at this point around the gem and sort of lets it fall as he rises and walks over to Zyrina and sort of just holds it out with two fingers. It says, "This is yours."
She reaches out and she takes it. And she just kind of like looks at it. Does it feel like anything? Like, does it feel hot or?
Yeah. No, the temperature is actually quite cool, but it seems to rumble in your hand with a thrumming of like a heartbeat. It is irregular. It does not have a pattern to it, but it just occasionally, like a storm's inside of it. Like I said, it's super magical. If somebody wants to know more, totally tell me how you're doing that. And what does that look like? And tell me what you're doing, and we can go from there.
How would she?
Maybe while you're thinking about that, how about Meta? What do you have any comments about after meeting the Grigori up there at the ship? Is there anything you want to share with the group, or is this kind of like tight-lipped? We're not talking about this right now while you're kind of studying this thing.
Yeah,
I was
so
going to help the others.
obviously I could sense that it was what it was, but I never dealt with him directly. Only Zarina did. So I'm going to let her, if she wants to divulge the information, I'm going to let her do it because it's her people. Well, her ex-people. So
right.
I don't want to put her in a position where she would have to, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So
yeah, totally. I that's cool that you're valuing your friend's feelings right now over the idea of sharing something exciting. So that's why I was asking.
So Eric, would I know anything about this void beast, this void storm creature?
Yeah,
being from this immediate area. Could I roll an Arcana to see what that gem thing is?
Yeah, you could totally make an Arcana test about this, or History, whichever one you want. Both of those are pretty applicable. History you might be able to do with advantage. You can make a case for.
Okay. Let me see here. I'm also that's for written language.
Yeah,
I'm better with history than I am for Arcana. I'm trained in like arcane words and things like that. But history, I think my people were once here, and we'd know to watch out for these things. And I'm sure there's like legends and stories of the people who are cursed, clearly cursed, sent here.
Right. Yeah. And while you're doing that,
clearly cursed.
absolutely.
Yeah, cool. I'll tell you in a second once, Zarina, you tell me what you're doing with this crystal.
So I really think that she kind of like turns it over in her hand for a second.
Yeah.
And then she like holds it back out. And she's just like, I don't want this.
Okay. So, Raijin, this is what you know about it. And in case anyone else wants to roll as well, you might be able to know something too. But here's what you know with an 18 in your history of this. So, this is a storm gem. Storm gems can be used in several ways. They're kind of like a power source. Given 24 hours and enough meditation, you can imbue your weapons or armor with it. And you can basically give it some sort of magical ability depending on what kind of a storm it is. Alternatively, as one of these storm gems can be kind of spent. You're not exactly sure how with an 18, but you know that you can basically create this monster and essentially summon it somehow if it's not imbued into something.
So as she puts her hand out and says, I don't want this, in typical Raijin kind of fashion, he'll close her hand around it and push it back to her and say, you helped kill this. You should have run, but this will protect you from the curse. And then he turns to walk down the dune, and then he kind of looks over his shoulder and says, thanks, and then keeps walking down the dune.
Or walking down the dune towards the voices?
Towards the ship, yeah.
Talk's gone straight to the ship, by the way. He was one track.
Okay, she was definitely going to say, don't go that way. If she saw anybody moving that way, she was going to say, don't go there.
Well, Talk would say your opinion hasn't changed since you told them not to go that way when we were back at our camp. Because you guys were very set on not helping these individuals, and Talk it's the code of the desert. But he's essentially, and he doesn't know you've gone over and seen them because he was fighting a void monster. However, he does trust you as the leader of the expedition at this point because you have proven yourself. So he's going to stop with pause. He hasn't even returned the redeeming grace, his blade, back. But he is absolutely puzzled why you would tell them to stop now after coming so far.
We actually went to get the survivors help. And it wasn't what you expect it to be. And if you go that way, there's a 70 to 85% chance that you'll be killed.
And Talk goes, the dead have it lucky. I, of all people, know this.
It's Grigori.
Well, let's go
There
make
are no
friends.
survivors. Nope, I don't want to make friends with him.
How do we know there's no survivors? Did you search the entire craft?
I didn't, but I did see one dead one.
Was he... How would you describe his demeanor?
Rude and cocky.
Bad. Very, very, very bad.
My
He
friends...
is not here to make friends. He's not here to talk to you. If I hadn't been what I am, he probably would have killed me on sight.
I have sworn an oath, and I must face this new threat.
You
And
know?
I must fulfill my calling. I have no fear of the Grigori. I'm fluent in their tongues. I do not sleep. I have no dreams to feast on. I would not be seen as anything to him other than perhaps his one chance at redemption.
Hold on, 1 second. You're telling me that you don't think it would be a little bit suspicious and interesting for Grigori that's out here feasting and hunting people, that the four of us, very unlikely individuals, would be out here together? I don't know about that.
My friend,
If he knows I'm traveling with the three of you,
if he does not change his ways,
we need to get out of his land.
my sword will remove his head from its shoulders. This is not his land. It belongs to the Voidborn.
Well, I can't go back.
This is...
My oath is divine.
Talk
I
is
am-
right. We
I have
to
made a
find
pact
out.
with the deity.
We have to
Besides
find out
that
what the
ship-
ship is, how it went down.
I honestly can't say if it's safer for him to know that I'm with you or not.
Well, he already knows you're here.
But he
He
doesn't
will come
know.
for you.
He doesn't know what
How
you
long
are.
do you think he'll remain fooled? An hour, 2 hours, a day?
Long enough for
He
us
will
to
hunt
get
you.
away.
He will find you.
Doesn't your
You will
oath
find us.
require that you keep your companion safe too?
My oath requires that I give him a chance at redeeming himself, and if he does not take it, his head flies from his shoulders.
You do remember that I'm a
I
consort,
don't think
right?
he's going to redeem himself.
And you remember I am a Warforged. And I lived amongst the consort for quite a while. I am familiar with their ways.
So then you also know that the Grigori want us more than anything?
He can't have you. He will die today. And so my sword is drawn.
Okay,
I'm
but I don't really
approaching
feel
the
good
craft.
about
I'm
killing
going to
him.
divine sense as soon as I come within about 60 feet away. If I don't sense evil in the craft, I'm leaving it. But if I sense evil, I'm going in.
Talk, please don't go in. This is going to make it a lot harder on all of us, particularly me and Min.
If we let him live,
You
it'd be
dragged
much
us
harder
into
for you.
this.
Is there? I have a question for you, Grant. Is there anything here? Like, is there anything Summer can say to you that can convince you to not go?
Yes.
Okay.
She can order me as party leader that her say is greater than my oath, and that she will be held accountable before my God when I stand judged.
Yikes, I don't think she'd say anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes is a great
Okay.
response.
Right. Okay.
I was given a second chance at life, and I was sent back for this purpose. If we leave him alive, he will hunt you down and he will kill you. He can follow us. We leave plenty of tracks. We're noisy. We're slow.
Listen, I spoke to him and I think he trusts my word enough to not follow me. I told him that we would get out of his land, and I think he'll stay true to that. I think he'll let us leave. I really do.
Well, I'll tell you this much I know. The Grigori from 1,000 years back were liars, sons of liars. They do not keep their word. They must feast.
Well, it's been a bit.
What makes him think this is his land? What claim does he have over this? If anyone holds claim over these blasted lands, it's the Voidborn. What?
I don't think it's so much of like a legal claim.
Then he has no right here.
Eric?
To the Grigori, he does.
Talk has conversed with this voice before, and it was communicating with him and guiding him over here. Talk is calling out and asking for the survivors to show themselves.
Oh, great.
I am Brother
Min is
Talk.
like hiding behind Z. She's like,
Okay.
The redeeming grace is drawn as well. And
Right.
I'm
Are you? You also described within 60 feet you would detect evil, right?
yes, divine sense. So
Yeah.
if I detect evil,
Yep. There's absolutely
It is.
evil inside the wreckage of the ship.
So,
All right.
as
On that sweet, irredeemable evil.
As Talk begins to call out, Raijin is sort of torn and looking back and forth between Z and the craft. And as soon as Talk begins to say anything, he just like puts his arm over Z and pushes her behind him and stands in front of her as Talk begins to yell towards the ship.
Okay.
show yourself, feaster of dreams. This is not your hunting ground. We are here to purify the craft.
Yeah. So, from the wreckage, a gaunt, tall, black, leathery skinned being with muscly sinew and claws all over it. Like has like 6 sets of claws, like tiny ones and then bigger ones, with like a huge like scorpion spike kind of sticking out the back of its head, hovers out of the craft and goes, "Insolent cur!" and begins to mutter an incantation at you. "I will have that other Grigori's head for this." And
what the shit is that?
I'm closing right in on him, and I'm going to.
All right,
it's on like Donkey Kong.
okay. It's floating 20 feet in the air, and as you charge up to it, well, let's roll initiative, man. Because it's totally trying to cast a spell on you.
Where does the scorpion tail come from? What is this?
Aren't we like really far away?
It's in its head, like it's in like the back part of its head comes up.
Well, yeah, we are.
This is a special kind of Grigori. These aren't your regular
I
Grigori.
don't like this guy at all.
You said they were blood hunters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
These are
This ain't your average Joe.
let me also roll initiative for this guy.
Yeah, let me.
Beep,
Where's
boop,
my
boop, boop. Bop.
Why do
There
I
it is.
always not find it?
Scroll down.
I'm like,
Right?
You had to roll around.
Okay, there we
for,
go.
like,
Let
an
me.
hour.
Yeah, this is a
Right.
Vanatar. This is a Vanatar hunter killer.
This should be talk.
Yeah.
I
Right?
don't like the words you're using.
Yeah, these are. That's why I alluded to. These are the types of people with the sides that reap.
Yeah, I mean,
These aren't good. These aren't good people.
I
These
know-
aren't. These aren't regular
Like he-
Grigori. These are your badass assassin Grigori.
Like, I know you're using made-up
These are
words, but
Predator.
I don't like them. I don't like the connotation of your made-up words.
Right. Yeah. So no, that's fine. This is totally fine. You guys are
I'm
fine.
really glad that he saw me.
Oh,
I'm so glad I'm somehow a part of this.
I messed up. Sorry. I
I
was
gotcha.
trying to click
Yeah,
my
no,
token.
Manually enter it. Yeah, just manually enter it. I think if you ever, this might be a GM only tool, but point of order, if you right click your token and hit add turn, it will just throw you into the list, and then you can just add your initiative that way.
Yeah, that's
maybe
GM
only-
only.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, that's fair. Is everybody in there?
Yeah, no.
I don't like how you say things like "you're fine." That's not.
Everything's fine.
I don't like that at all.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that's good. Those are good numbers.
So 60 feet is a far away range, right? Because it would require 2 moves to get there.
Yeah. So we're all far away, right?
Yeah, if everybody followed up with talk, then you guys are all basically in far away.
Yeah, we were like not. I wasn't following.
Yeah.
I was like trying to stay out of sight.
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem.
I don't trust you, Eric. I don't think it'll be
yeah.
fine.
Can I just ask really quick, what would I know about the hunter killers?
You know that they are fucking killers. You know that they are imbued with certain spells. You know that they are also resistant to a lot of attacks. And
What kind of armor
yeah,
is he wearing?
They don't live.
they don't wear armor.
They
Okay.
don't live anywhere close to the Grigori capital, probably.
No, they're often either solo or in bands, and you know they are kind of like scouts, scout
Right.
ranger. They're basically like rangers that kind of report off and pick off things and scout and report. And
Is what they do legal by the Grigori Empire, or are they more like, do they work directly for people in charge? Would you say?
They
Both?
definitely work both. They're definitely pawns. Like none of them really like do their own like politicking, right?
Right.
Technically, everything a Grigori does is legal, but you know, politicking, intrigue,
Right.
it's unknown. It's unclear whether this one's operating in correct jurisdiction or not. Right?
Right.
There's no way of you, especially someone
know
like
that.
you, to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's absolutely a possibility.
Right. For sure. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't like this.
All right. So Zarina, you are at the top of the order.
I am.
Vanator curses you at saying that I gave you one chance to leave.
I tried. I really did.
A Grigori who lets their slaves get the better of them deserves to die all the same then. Or thralls. I say thralls, not slaves. And yeah. What do you do?
Oh man, I really want to try and get it to leave us alone and not fight it.
Right. It's been
It's
challenged.
a little bit too late for that. Yeah.
It's been challenged and insulted. It's possible. I mean, like, it'd be really hard to talk to it, but it's it's a desperate action, but it's not off the table.
Can I actually delay my turn in the order?
So delay is not a thing, but give me a trigger for you to then spend your reaction on. What would you like to do?
Literally move back in the order.
No, that's not an option in D&D 5e.
But you can say, I want to wait until this thing happens. And
Yeah,
I'll do
exactly.
whatever.
Yep. Give me a trigger, and then when that trigger happens, you can interrupt and spend your reaction to do that thing.
When it attacks one of us.
Okay. When it attacks, melee or like ranged or anything.
I'm guessing ranged because it's floating in the air.
Yeah. It's above the wreckage of the ship right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. When it attacks, what would you like to do? Just so I can keep it in mind. You could use it. You spend your reaction to use your action that you wanted to spend on your turn.
Okay.
So is that like if that's cast a spell or something?
I mean, I'm gonna probably shoot at it.
Okay, but you're gonna wait for it to attack first.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, it's its turn, and it's finishing its incantation. So do you want to attack it? Because it's totally targeting Brother Talk with a spell.
Yeah.
It's a transmutation spell based on the utterances, but
Okay.
That's all you know.
He's gonna turn me to mud.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna try and hit him with my longbow.
Okay. Make it so. 15 is not enough.
Shit.
Hold on, I want to make sure that none of my stuff counts here.
Guys, remember how we just had a hard combat and got our asses kicked?
Did we get our inspiration for a really cool story?
Yeah, you do. Everyone gets their inspiration refreshed.
If I take the attack action, I can make one additional weapon attack, and if that attack hits, it takes an extra 1d8. So I'm gonna try again. 18?
I think that works on a reaction. That's fine. An 18 is absolutely a hit. Sure.
Okay.
Cool.
And then one extra 1d8.
Okay. Oh, that's minimum damage. Okay.
Does it die right away? Does it die instantly? Was that
Does it die?
Nope.
Was that an
No.
arrow of vampire
Does it
killing?
die?
Is that what that was?
No.
Shit.
You notice that the damage that you do to it, like the arrow goes into its body, right? And then as it's finishing its spell, it like flexes and like pushes the arrow out, and it like heals a little bit. It seems a little resistant.
Cool. So what's everyone's
your
next character
arrows.
idea?
Yeah. Cool.
I'll start thinking about it.
All right.
As we fight.
That would cause it to have to make a concentration check, though.
Mm-hmm.
But first off, so it casts a spell on you, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a wisdom save as your body begins to heat up.
I'm not good at those.
You're good enough. That's good enough for this one.
At least you're honest, Grant. Grant, sorry. At least you're honest. I am not good at those. I am terrible at rolling.
So you're glowing red hot, but it doesn't affect you. Okay. I like the idea that like your armor is actually like heated up right now. But yeah, you're not taking any damage. And then I have to make a concentration save, which is, let's see, an 11. That's not enough based on the damage. Okay, so it stops. So I think what this kind of looks like is that your armor starts getting heated up, and then the arrow stops it. You thwart the spell, right? So it's like that, and your determination and that arrow thwarts the spell, and it curses you. Cool. Down in the order, Min.
So
What do you do?
I want to know if this individual has any kind of metal of any kind.
Oh no, it is.
Okay.
Nope, it is all is au natural.
I'm just gonna not visualize that. Okay. Okay.
It's something like a. I mean, if you guys can think of like a humanoid xenomorph, it's
I don't
pretty
want
close to that.
I don't want to think about that.
I don't wanna.
Okay. Then in that case, I am going to. No, that's probably not gonna work. Well, I can't reach it, so I can't use any of that. So. I don't know what to do. I literally I'm ineffective right now, so.
Okay.
I'm just going to hold my action, and if somebody takes damage, I'm going to heal them.
Okay.
Talk, save the day.
All right, Talk, what are you going to do?
I'm killing him. I'm heavy crossbowing at him, and if I miss, and if I roll essentially a 15 or a 14, I will use my inspiration.
So wait, so you're dropping your sword to the ground?
Yeah, same as I've done in other fights. Just great sword, heavy crossbow, boom.
So you're not sheathing it. You have to you drop it to the ground to pull out a heavy crossbow. Okay.
Typical D&D.
Yep. Okay.
That's gonna miss.
Yeah.
And I'm way low. But that's about I might be able to bonus action. Let me not going to. I'm going to save it. So that's Talk's turn.
Okay.
We're doing a good job so far.
How do we?
So far, so great.
What's the runaway button?
There's 4 of us and one of it.
You guys charged it, yeah.
Economy.
I blame Grant for all of this.
I 100% blame Talk. Talk did this.
We can kill it.
Does it look like he's armed with anything, Eric?
No, he just multiple arms with razory claws.
Good.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of guy. Multiple arms. Great. Good. Yeah. So pulling out his sword and taking out his shield, and still sort of standing in front of Zyrina, I'm going to take the dodge action and attempt to defend these two from whatever the fuck this guy's about to do to us. So I take the dodge action to up my AC.
It's only good if he attacks you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I have no ranged weapons and a sword, and he's in the air.
Okay. Zarina, your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot him again.
Do it. Make it so.
I'm going to shoot him so many times until he's dead. I am going to kill him. 23. I absolutely.
Hell yeah. Yep.
This is why Talk always
there we go.
listens to Zyrina.
There, that's good damage. Yeah.
If she gives him a command, he will follow.
We're fighting now.
Once again, same thing happens. It flexes and forces the arrow out of it. No blood comes out, but it's getting upset.
Good. I hope it gets upset.
Right. It actually taunts you, saying, "Ha! Your slaves are nothing. You know, only it seems that only the Grigori can damage a Grigori." Taunting the rest of you. So yeah. Let's see. What does it want to do? No, it'd be fun.
What? Tell us.
It's going to fly down to you, Talk.
I have a question.
Well, actually, I guess it's got to land. Well, it can't. All right, what's up?
Is fly a concentration spell, or does it have an innate flying ability?
No, it's actually it was levitating.
Okay.
Which actually it should have also have taken a concentration. Right? Because levitation is a concentration spell, right?
Yes.
All right, that's my bad. It had to have come down. Right, you hit it, so it came down to the ground. It had to have come down to the ground.
And if it can only have one concentration
exactly. So it's only fair that it comes down to the ground. It lands, and I guess it takes some points of damage for falling. That's my bad. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I love it. I love the scene that you knock it out of the air with your second shot as it's like forces the bolt out and it stumbles down and it crashes onto the ship. But then it immediately like jumps out of the wreckage and sort of like hops and gallops with all like 8 of its arms towards you, specifically towards Talk. It's going to grab your sword on the ground, Talk.
Yeah.
And then it casts one more spell, from actually, and it doesn't even have a syllable to it. It opens its mouth, and this void comes out of it, and this void grows and grows and grows of darkness all around it, and enshrouded in everybody that's close to talk. Is you're surrounded with darkness.
I don't like this business.
Magical darkness.
Magical darkness.
So if I were 3 people away, am I shrouded in such darkness?
No.
I'm 2 people away.
Raijin and Talk are absolutely. So the rest, so to Zarina and Min, you just see the 3 of them. This Grigori and your 2 compatriots just get surrounded in a bubble of black.
Good.
It looks like there's probably a word for it in Grigori, but it's basically like nightmare space or like space that's not dream.
Right.
And that's what it has sort of channeled part of that around it. It's disrupting reality.
Right.
Well, shit, guys.
So it probably has maybe like a purplish tint to it, like a purplish red and black tint.
And this is like magical darkness, right? So Dark Vision's not going to cut it here.
Nope.
Good.
No. All right. It's my turn. Min.
If I did take an action, does my previous held action go away?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. But I can't see them, right? Like I physically can't see them.
Nope. If you want to fire at something, you have to guess. And if you want to do that, if you want to guess, or if you want to actually like ally or unless you can dispel this magic, it's you can't see.
I don't have anything that would help with that specifically. So what I'm gonna do is go to the right screen. Hold on. I'm gonna move towards right here so that Z is like to my side, not directly in my like cone, I guess. And I'm going to actually use minor discord to basically affect everybody in there. And what's going to happen?
Friend info?
I mean, I have no choice because I can't see who's who.
Okay.
So with minor discord, it's basically a saving throw of strength versus DC spell. So whatever that means.
Sure. Let me see. So that's what's your charisma?
+3, so 15 or 13 rather.
13. It's 13. DC 13.
Okay. And so that's everybody. So that's all of us in here.
What type of save do I have to make?
It's a strength saving throw, I think you said.
Yeah.
I think I'm good at those. I think I'm okay with that.
I'm usually good at those.
Okay.
Got me too.
Oh shit.
No, you're not in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I stepped in front of you.
I did.
Well, you
okay.
Realize.
All right. Well, yeah. So what happens
what does
to?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens to people who fail their
what happens to people everything? Okay. So they take 4 points of psychic damage.
Okay. Yes. As like a what is it? Is it like an ear pitched ringing in?
Yeah. So what happens is I take out my violin and it's like that we were talking about before. It's just like the nails on a chalkboard. It's just this piercing, horrible noise.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's this grating noise, and okay. So nothing happens on a successful save, though, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Talk.
I'm going to attempt to knock him prone with a shove.
Okay. So you have to guess where there is. So it's first is a 50-50. So the way we can do this is let's do a D2, and if you want to guess on a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
Right. So I have a number.
Guess what I'm going to roll.
Or I just roll 1d2 and...
No, yeah, you guessed right on a 1. Say that.
Okay.
Or 2. Like, call it. Whichever one you want, right? And then roll.
Okay.
It's a 50-50 chance of being right. Well, you have to call...
You have to
I
guess
thought...
it first.
Okay.
But
so
you went with me saying 1. So
Yeah,
it was a miss.
that's what I went
Yeah,
with.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you angrily lurch into the dark, looking for
I'm already in the dark.
this creature taunting, right? Yeah, like through it. There's, you just try to tackle the air in the dark where it was.
Normally, I'm listening. It's approximate position, and I can't quite seem to find him.
No, its voice is mocking you. Like it seems to be coming from like all around inside this weird space of dark. Okay,
Man,
Raging.
shit.
You hear a crash as as you just you I guess you hear talk like try to be like and like just hit dirt and stuff, and then you hear this thing laughing.
Okay, cool. So how dark is this darkness? Can you see light in it if you're
No.
outside of it? All right, cool.
No, it literally eats light.
Good. That's my favorite kind of darkness. So knowing that he's in this thing and he can hear the sound of some kind of melee happening between Talk and this guy, he sort of stands back up from his like hunkered down position, and then the runes across the scimitar across the cutlass begin to light up and dance with this purple like flickery glow as he kind of wades into the approximate sound of where he can hear Talk kind of whiffing. And I activate my Sunk Ond rune, and I will slash out in the general direction. So I'll say a 1, and I'll roll a D2. 1d2.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Nope. Okay.
He has. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Yep. Okay.
With all the talking it's doing, though, I don't think the darkness would be helping it as much, but it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Could be anywhere.
Nightmare.
Okay. Cool.
Super death
Right.
It's it's taunting us, then walking away, watching us.
Zarina. Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, Zarina's going to kind of step forward and she's going to kind of call out and she's going to say, "How like a hunter killer, too cowardly to fight fair."
Yeah.
Like implying
I
that
like-
using the darkness is chicken.
Are you trying to goad it?
Yeah, pretty much. Into at least either it stepping out of the darkness or dissolving the darkness entirely.
Right. Okay.
Hoping that would work.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll something?
No. I'm just going to tell you that it works because it totally would.
Yes, awesome. That's
Okay.
what she was hoping.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'm gonna shoot him. Like literally, like the moment the darkness even begins to dissolve enough to see where he is.
Okay.
She's like aiming straight at him.
Totally. Okay. So like hold your So like, I mean, it would go. Its reaction. It's going to, or your reaction would trigger as it leaves the darkness. So you fire at a 16. That's a hit.
Okay, awesome. That's 5.
Okay.
You hunter mark that guy. Just curious if you have that ability.
I don't think so. No, I don't have it.
Okay. It needs to make a concentration check.
Perfect.
Okay. It keeps up the darkness. Without the sword, it gallops at you. A shot hits it, but it doesn't pierce it as it just like ricochets off its body.
Right.
It roars as it comes at you, and it's going to attack you with 2 claws as it comes at you.
Okay.
So now you are
As it-
engaged. You're engaged with it.
Yeah.
But it is now outside of the darkness, right? Because it is moved out of that space. For purposes of the game, the darkness is centered on your sword.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, and I figured as much. That's why I wanted to clarify that. And so as long as he's casting that spell, your sword is technically in the center of the darkness. But I mean, you don't know where the center is when you're in the darkness.
Can
Right.
I see out of the darkness?
No.
Okay.
You can't see in or out. If you're in the darkness, you cannot see in or out. But if you're outside of it, it's like a black hole, and you can just see this black space. Yep. And so now it comes at you, and it's going to attack you twice with each claw.
Yep.
Because it is, and it roars at you. It's like, you insolent child. And well, 22.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Yeah. For okay, that's not right. Hold on. Why did it? Its damage should be 1d8 plus 4.
It is. That's what it says.
Oh, it is. Okay, but it do.
So it rolled twice because in roll 20, if you roll a crit, it automatically rolls crit damage for you.
That's what
use
it
the
did
first
twice.
number. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Yep. So it hits you once for 6 damage. Second attack. Sorry. 13.
My armor class is 13.
Okay, that's a hit then. For 12 points of damage. So a total of 18 points of damage.
Wow, that was max damage.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet as it hits you.
Right.
course not.
Its eyes lock yours as you're like, you recoil from the hit, and you can see that its eyes turn into like Kaz from the Jungle Book, like they go spirally.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to make a con save for me, as you feel the strength of you kind of like drain. Okay, nope.
Right.
You know what it's trying to do to you. You know that this thing can weaken with its gazes, and you know what to do. There's probably an expression or like a Grigori thing that you can say that like saves you, or maybe you just withstand it. I'll let you decide.
Yeah, I think she knows kind of what's happening.
Yeah.
So she just like basically like distances herself from Grigori, essentially,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and kind of like clears her mind. And she's like looking at him, but she's not like seeing him, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. That's a really cool idea. Yeah. So you're not able. Its gaze isn't able to hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I love it. Cool. Okay. Its turn's over. Min, it's out. You see this thing happening. Yeah, this thing's badass. I don't know what you want to do. This thing is technically a CR4 creature. So
Yeah.
Kill it.
So
you can do it.
Whip it.
me, I that whip has like no damage. Okay. First of all, what I do.
Also does no damage.
Right.
I don't look like I could take another
Look.
hit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mechanically, if you're ever unsure what to do, and I only say this because I know like 5th edition we're learning it. If you're never sure what you can do, you can always figure out a way to use an action called help or interfere, where you can give another person advantage or give the creature disadvantage. Which means that I have to roll 2 dice to take the lowest of the two, which is
Okay.
always like a good idea if you don't know what to do.
Okay.
Or attacking. I mean, attacking is always good. Doing
I'm
damage
not
to a
gonna
creature is
attack.
always
I'm not a damage dealer. Like that's not it. First of all, Z is gonna not be very happy with me, but damn it, Talk, I swear to God, if Z dies, I'm gonna kill you myself. And then I'm going to use Healing Song to help Z.
Okay.
And again, this is like, it's almost like complete contrast to this darkness that's enveloped both Talk and Raijin. And it's when it gets close to Z, since she's pretty close as well to the darkness, it's almost like it's fighting against it as it's like dispelling all this negative energy and healing her.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that it peels back like the golden lights and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
fight with the nearby blackness. Totally. That's cool. Cool. All right, Talk.
Okay.
What do you want to do? You're in the
you.
dark. You're
I'm
turned
running
around.
towards the sound where I heard the fighting. I heard
Okay.
I heard Zyrina taunt it. I heard them scuffle. I'm running in that direction. Am I
Okay.
able to go in that direction?
Yeah.
Let
I
me
mean,
know
you-
if I emerge from the darkness and
Yeah.
what I do when I emerge.
Right. When you emerge from the darkness, you see that the creature that your foe is engaged in mortal combat with Zarina.
All right.
Its claws are out.
Dropping a heavy crossbow bolt on it.
Okay.
Critical hit.
That's a crit. Yep,
Look at
that'll do it.
That one too.
Yep.
Rolled them both.
So 21
20
points of damage.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good hit, my friend.
And-
That's a bolt it cannot keep out of its back. That stays. in there.
And as a bonus action, I will use my final spell slot to put Sanctuary on Zyrina. So she is now warded against attack.
Well, what does that look like again?
All right, so this time I pull out the vial with the dirt that I, from the ground Talk was buried on, where I was found. This time I uncork it and I throw it at the Grigori, hitting it in the back of the head. The vial with the dust of my own death shatters on the back of its skull right after the bolt sinks into it, and I challenge it to face me and die this day.
Okay. It's actually going to need you. I'm going to need a skill check from you to do that. To
I've
goad
cast
it.
my spell. What, you want me to goad it?
Yeah, for this to take effect, or maybe it will. Maybe you say that and then it will withstand it.
Oh,
on
to
its
see
turn.
if I can get it to come back. Yeah. So let's see
Yeah.
what happens. So, all right. So this sounds like an intimidate check, right? Because that's
Yeah.
what I'm attempting to do.
Yeah, because right now it's really interested in killing Zarina. Like that's its goal right now. So
22.
yeah, okay, you convinced it. That's a pretty good roll. All right.
My highest modifier is to intimidate. I just don't get to do it that often.
Yeah. Awesome. Raijin, in the dark.
Cool. Yeah, he's gonna follow suit and move the direction he heard Talk move and the direction he heard this thing move, and he's going to attempt to emerge from this darkness. And I assume he sees the throes of combat here, kind of going on around. So he interposes himself in this combat, and I am going to slash away with the old cutlass. He's actually going to attempt to draw blood this time, and he's not going to do it, guys.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
This is my D&D life, guys.
It's just every time you attack in this campaign.
Yeah,
It is.
this is my life.
Yeah, it's not great.
The further we get into this campaign, the more like every time you step in front of Zarina, she like just rolls her eyes like
Yeah.
this. Shouldn't
Right.
Yeah, I can take a
Okay.
beating, but I just can't
You're in
deliver
my
one.
way.
So
All right. So it's totally going to leave and let you get a free attack on it, Raijin and Zarina, if you want, because it's totally going up to Talk.
Yeah, I definitely want to take an attack on it.
Well, I say that because mechanically, if you attack it, the sanctuary spell ends.
What does Sanctuary do for me?
If
It
I
keeps
want
it
to,
from attacking me?
yeah, if I want to attack you, I have to make a Wisdom save, or I just don't do it. So, but if you attack me now, you get that free attack, and I can't respond to it.
does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
Cool. I hit this guy. I use my inspiration, by the way.
To get out of this situation, I'm gonna have to hit it again
Okay.
eventually.
Yeah.
So it takes 6 slashing damage and 4 necrotic damage from my sunk ond.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I guess Zyrina would likely see that as soon as the blade sunk across his back as he turns to go, all of the runes sort of blaze this purple color, and you would see some of the wounds on Raijin close as I absorb that 4 hit points.
Yeah. It's purplish blood is seen on its back of it, about the same color of the runes, and it whips its neck back and curses you. It's like, I will add your blade to my collection when I'm done with this one. And okay, so it is taking that damage. And I'm sorry, Zarina, were you going to attack it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, you would have to take a 6 because you're attacking with an engaged creature with a ranged weapon in melee. Okay. You have to use a sword to avoid that.
Okay.
Okay. So now, cool. So now it's going to attack. So once again, you go back to nearby. Raijin, you go back to nearby. It's engaged with Brother Talk.
Raijin, can you do that thing you do?
Not unless you're right next to me.
Yeah.
How close are we? I don't know.
Yeah, because
Not
it
close.
charged back into you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to try to weaken you with its claw-like eyes. So I need you to make a DC 13 con save.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
That won't
Okay.
do it.
No. The light inside of you dims for a little bit, like there's something that's sapping away your strength in your arms. Like your arms go heavy. Something's like interfering with the your flow, quite literally.
Okay.
And it's going to rake at you. 23
That will hit.
for 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Then a 12.
Okay.
That's also a hit.
No, 12's not a hit. I thought it was 12
Okay.
damage.
Oh, sorry.
all.
No.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So it hits you one for 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And you are weakened. That is its turn. Min.
All right.
It's just for purposes on your. I'm sorry, real quick, Grant. So you know, because your turn's coming up. What this means is that you do half damage with all attacks using strength.
Okay, cool. I love this.
But then at the end of each turn, you can make a new saving throw. Once again, DC 13. Okay.
Okay. I am actually going to attempt to use my whip to prevent him from using one of his claws. Like grabbing it with my whip and like pulling him down.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I imagine doing that would be is that an attack roll or is that an athletics check?
I would say it's
I think it's athletics or acrobatics.
I would say it's the equivalent to like a shove move, which is she would roll whatever you deem necessary, and then it rolls an opposing roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So so I think you would. Are you doing this dexterously or with strength?
Dexterously.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Strength.
yeah.
You're so funny.
All right. Cool. So yeah, it's gonna. So you get its whip around its arm. Make it just let's do text for strength test. Right.
So roll dexterity.
Come on. Don't be a hello.
I rolled a 6.
Do I no, not saving throw. It won't let me
Yeah.
roll
Yeah.
the
No.
thing.
A saving throw is fine. Because it's
With
just we're just wrong.
dexterity?
Yeah, we're just wrong. Rolling pure stat, I think. Or actually, it probably should be acrobatics for you. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, can I roll acrobatics? Is that okay?
Yeah, roll. Yeah, do that.
Don't
I mean,
be
you got to beat a
shitty.
6.
Don't be shitty. Yes!
Yeah, 9. You do it. Okay.
9.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am enraged at this point. The whip's color is like all these different colors of like orange and red, and I'm just lashing out at this thing, pulling it down.
Nice.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Oh wait, how many points of damage did you do to me, Mike? 8.
I did 10 total.
10 total. Okay. Yep. 1 second. I actually have to make a con save, or the darkness dispels.
So my whip does slashing damage. Is that applicable in this case or no?
No, because it was an attack roll. To grapple it, it's not an attack.
Okay.
It's great question though.
Yeah, shove is an action unless you have special abilities that make it a bonus action.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Con save. Not enough. The darkness goes away. Nearby is your sword. Basically between it and you is your sword.
All right. So can I retrieve my sword and attack it in the same round?
If you leave, yes, but by leaving it, it's going to get an attack with its claw on you.
Oh, I forgot. It's right on me.
Yeah, it's got like one arm restrained right now. The other arm's like fighting with you.
It's okay.
But it's prone.
If it's prone, it'll attack with disadvantage. Can I just shoot it in the head with my heavy crossbow?
It's engaged with you, so shooting in the head would be a disadvantage.
Yeah, I'd also say if it's prone, I'm at disadvantage. Let's try that. Why not?
Okay.
Nope.
6. Yeah, I mean, you can try.
And but now I should have used the disengage action. I'm stupid. Yeah, I was like, oh, then it wouldn't get an attack on me. Well,
right.
I'm going to walk to pick up my sword anyways. Let it take its swing.
Okay.
Wait, has it already done a attack of opportunity this round? Or
No.
No, we attack.
No, a 14.
It doesn't hit though.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I leave and I pick up my sword, and then I come back over and stand above it. So it's essentially my move to go get it and come back.
Yep. And you got to strike it. No problem. All right.
Yeah.
Raijin, what do you do with your purple rune sword?
He's going to charge in and interpose himself between Talk and it. In whatever the hell that would be, into engaged mode, and he is going to slash out with his old trusty cutlass. Suck it.
Hell yeah, that's a good one.
So he takes 4 damage and 3 necrotic damage, and I heal 3. And I think that's it.
You definitely see that your necrotic damage is doing more damage than your regular sword strikes.
Interesting.
Once again, like it's the purple sears to the blood. You know, like it's actually like slicing it. It's like your slice is a little bit, and then it like that necrotic damage seeps in, and that's what burns it, and that's what really.
So, for mechanical perspective, does it actually do more damage? Because I heal for the damage it does.
No, but the necrotic damage does help it.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I heal more and I'm super low.
I'm just trying to be consistent describing how it is resistant to non-magic bludgeoning, slashing and piercing.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure that I'm not losing out on life.
No.
Here.
I see you. I see you working.
I can't use my bonus action because he's already prone, right? So yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep, that's it. So I stand in there protectively.
Awesome. All right, top of the order then, Zarina. All your comrades here are doing work right now against this creature.
Yeah. So, but the only people who are like right up on it, like me and Min are back, right away from it. Sorry guys, I'm gonna cast Hail of Thorns as my bonus action. And basically, if I hit with my bow, it'll take an extra 1d10 piercing damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. And it's everything within 5 feet of that creature has to make that dex save.
All right, that's with a critical hit though.
Yeah. So Petra, that's true. Petra just donated $12 and said critical hit for each player. Each player does not include the DM, unfortunately. It's just 4 crits.
That's fine.
Sorry, Eric.
Okay.
That's
well, then can I hit longbow with a critical hit then?
Yeah.
I did it anyway.
Wow.
I'm taking it back.
No, you don't have to. Yeah, you save it. Just save it. Save the gifted one because you just rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
Which was pretty awesome.
That was psycho. Okay, so that's 10 plus 3, and then do I double my Hail of Thorns?
Yes.
Too? Okay.
All damage for the attack.
Oh, great. It's a 1d10.
And we all have to make dexterity saves?
Yeah, everybody within 5 feet has to make a dex, so everybody but Min.
Okay.
And we take half as much on a save.
So half of 1 and 0. All right. We all make it.
20 dex save.
Okay. So
but you do 13 points of damage to it.
Yeah.
Well, plus the 9.
Well, plus 5.
Yeah, it was 9 total for the Hail of Thorns. So half of that would be 4.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. So let me just add it all together. What type of damage is Thorns? Is it piercing?
It's piercing, yeah.
Is it considered magic?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I subtract the right item.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not doing great at all. There's thorns sticking out of it. It's bleeding purple. Its arm is still constrained, being held on by Min. And what is it gonna do?
Beg for its life.
I mean, it can get up as a half.
Hell no. Hell no.
It would never beg for its life.
No, it's gonna cast darkness again.
Coward.
Yeah, totally. It is a coward. Right on itself. Shouting everybody engage with it in cloudy darkness.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
My thing says react. Can I react to that?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
I'm going to use my cutting words to stop him from doing that action.
Ooh.
Basically, the way it works is I expend one bardic inspiration to charm him, and then unless he's immune, so.
No, he's not immune to charm.
Okay, I'm using bardic.
Hell yeah.
Basically what I say is, no, you can't take them from me, and it was like this glow of yellows and purples just kind of pour out of me.
And that does how much damage to it? Because then it has to make a concentration check.
It's not damage. Well, no, there's no damage.
It's probably a roll.
It's just that. It's no. Literally, I expend a inspiration of mine to do this. That's all it is. It basically prevents them from. It says attack or damage roll or ability check. I don't know what that means.
I will.
Creatures within 60 feet, yeah. Reaction expend.
I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got you.
Yeah, I know.
I get your back, I think.
Some of these descriptions, I'm like, that looks cool. Okay.
So when a creature you see within 60 feet makes an attack roll or ability check or damage roll, so it didn't make any of those.
Yeah.
It did. It cast the thingy.
It cast a spell, so it's not an attack roll. An attack would be attacking us.
I thought that's what it did
damage
last time. It was an attack.
No, it just made darkness happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that wouldn't work.
Last turn it could have worked, yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Well,
yeah.
I fail at D&D, guys.
That's okay.
He's down.
It's a teachable. It's a learning moment.
You're fine.
I'm pretty sure Petra has given you the tools you need to kill this thing, anyways.
Sure.
So
Sure. You do have
I
a
think
crit and
you'll be
your whip
okay.
is attached to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
It absolutely is.
Okay, so I don't react because
Yeah, that's fine.
JK.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, for its turn, it like I said, it casts darkness on it. For fictional purposes, I think the only person not affected right now by this darkness is you, Min, because you are attached to it via the whip.
Okay.
I guess it casts darkness, and you know that it's trying to leave based on how it's pulling on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at the start of your turn here, you're going to need to try to like maintain your grip with it, right?
Yeah.
So we have to start there because that's its turn. It's trying to leave, and so then it goes to your turn.
Okay.
Right. And,
Got it. Okay.
It's trying to pull a Batman right now, right?
Yeah.
If you can hold on to it, I have a plan.
I have to do a strength check against that, and I have.
Yeah. This time you're not going to be able to hold it back with Dex.
Yeah, I know. That's
Okay.
Noodles.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a crit.
All right. I'm glad.
I do have.
Yeah, it's true. You have a natural 20 that you can spend to keep it in place.
If I use, if I basically like try to jump on its back and stick my dagger in its spine, can I do that?
Okay,
like
so
using the whip like to guide myself onto him because he's still prone and trying to get away, right?
yeah.
You're not affected.
Well, he stood up. He stood up, so
Oh,
he's no
he
longer
stood up,
prone. But he stood up in the darkness, which means no one was able to see him stand up. But I mean, you probably felt it going in there. But on your
I
turn,
see.
you need to first see if you maintain the whip on him before
Okay.
you do.
But that's
before
a
you do
strength
anything.
check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening. I already know that.
Okay. Yeah. So it breaks free of your whip, but it hasn't
Okay.
gone anywhere yet on its
Okay.
turn. But you do know it's broken free of your whip. So let
Okay.
that inform what you want to do now. It curses and says, "Your thrall shackles have no effect on me. You have not seen the last of me. You have not seen the last of Vanglorio Vanator."
I mean, he hasn't. I know he hasn't left. He pulled on.
He says
it,
it's in
got
Grigori.
free. Oh, I don't understand Grigori.
Yeah.
So what I'm
I
going to do
understand
is,
it.
based on the fact that he just now broke free and he hasn't moved yet, I'm going to charge towards him, straight down the middle, and go basically for the center body mass, and use my dagger to stick it into his beautiful body that's going to hopefully die.
Okay. All right, cool. You suffer the 50-50 chance, just
Okay.
like everyone else. So pick a number, 1 or 2, and then roll a 1d2. You have
a
to audibly,
1d2?
yeah, like you're flipping a coin right now, right?
Okay.
But so tell me, call it heads or tails, and then make the flip, and then
2.
you know, okay. If you roll a 2, then you connect. Otherwise, it's a miss. You got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Make your attack roll now.
Use the 20. Use it.
I'm gonna use the 20.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right. So
Roll damage, and then
So roll one more d6.
no D4, right?
no,
Or
D4.
damage.
It's 1d4
Yep,
plus
sorry.
plus 4. No, just 1d4.
It's 1d4 plus your dexterity.
Yeah. Okay, then it is.
You could probably just click the button
Right.
twice, right?
Basically, for purposes of a crit, it's 2d4 plus your dexterity. If that helps. Or maybe I just confused you. Numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally just confused the shit out of me.
just
2d4
roll-
plus
just
dexterity.
Just roll 1d4.
Yeah.
But you'll be fine. Roll 1d4
No,
and then add it to the
2d4.
number.
2d4
Okay, there
plus
you go.
dexterity.
Yeah.
Right? Yes?
Right.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
All right, so here's something that I want to introduce in the game because we're doing a lot of crits, and I think when I go forward here, this is something that has always bothered me as a player, and I want to know if it hurts you.
Okay.
The next time or we can starting with this one, if you guys want, because if you agree to this, then you agree that monsters do it too.
I do
That
not.
critical damage means that the extra die is max damage.
Okay.
Because like no one likes
Yeah.
rolling a critical damage that's
Yeah.
literally less than a regular dagger hit.
That's true.
Which
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So
I know it's. I'm asking, do you want to do that?
Yes.
I would like to do that because I
that's
feel like
only
I'm
for
I'm using a butter knife right now.
Right. Because if we do that and we introduce that rule, that means monsters obey that rule too.
Yeah.
I've been on the other side of it as a player, and that's the only reason why I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with it. You're gonna have lots of critical hits in your D&D career. However, it can be frustrating if you start spreading the Grigori to death with your butter knife.
Yeah.
So just the additional die would be max.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So you
So
still
she
roll your
would've
damage
done-
die. Yeah. So
Right.
2 plus 4 plus 2.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'm on board.
Do you tape my devil's bargain?
Seems fine to me.
Two people are good. Meta's. I'm not sure how Meta's voting and Grant's voting nay.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
You're outvoted, but we can talk about it after the stream for purposes. So for now we're gonna work on it. Okay? Because I don't want you to feel super bad about it, Grant. Okay?
I won't. It's just
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah. I mean, it looked like there's both sides. Yeah. There's 2 sides to it. Okay. Cool. So you do a total of 8 points of damage to it.
Okay.
With your dagger. Your dagger isn't magical, is it? No.
Nope.
All right.
If only.
Yeah. Oh man, you get it in its thigh. It roars. With a Grigori curse. Talk. Oh, you did damage to it. Needs to make another con save to see if the darkness goes away.
Heck yeah.
Nope, goes away.
Heck yeah.
All right, I'm going to crit this guy and essentially
Yeah.
my nat 20 to hit it.
With
Roll
your-
first because you
with
never
your sword?
know.
Yeah.
Well, I like to say if I'm using it or not, just because, in fairness. So,
Man, you were so close.
so that's 4d6 plus my modifier. 4d6, double the dice, plus 3. 15 points of
That doesn't. Hold on, that doesn't seem right. You did a great sword, so it should be 2d6 plus 12 plus 3.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's right, because you have the max. That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's fine. No, just
I
take your
get-
first two
I-
numbers.
Okay. Yeah.
So 9 plus
9
12.
plus 12, 21 plus 3 is 24.
Oh boy.
Ouchie.
That's real bad to it. Okay. It does not want to get hit by that again. It falls to one knee as you hit it. It's definitely on it's on the rope, so to speak.
And I speak to it in Grigori, perfect fluent Grigori. And I let it know that cold ain't the weather. You're dying, fool. And like, yeah, lead them out.
Yeah, like it's panting, right? And it goes, What are you?
And I'm Batman. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've always wanted to do that. Yeah, I just let him know that I am the servant of a higher power and getting ready to just, this is going to be next chop, I'm hoping to start going for the neck, take his head from his shoulders.
Yeah, Raijin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling crit happy. We got a crit happening, so I'm gonna make that happen. Get that guy out of there.
Okay, you want to see if you automatically crit first though?
Yeah, sure. Let's go
always
ahead. Cutlass, yeah. So
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it's not it.
So that's gonna be. All right, so hold on. This one gets complicated. So it's 1d6 plus 3. So slash R 1d6 plus 3 plus another 6, so plus 9 total. So there's that is the slashing damage he takes, and then he takes 7 necrotic damage.
Oh, okay.
And I heal 7.
So you did 18, so 11 points of slashing?
Yep, and then 7 points of necrotic.
Okay. Okay.
And then for good measure, is this guy, he's standing up, right?
He's still standing.
Okay, for good measure, I am going to let me see here.
He is super bloodied.
Cool. I'm going to use my shield master, which allows me to knock his ass down. So make a athletics or acrobatics check versus mine. So beat a 16.
I get a 7.
His ass is knocked down.
Oh, I love this shit. So like
So
it looks like
he basically slashes this guy. Blood kind of sprays. You see the things glare. Some of the wounds close, and he just hits him with the shield and puts him off to knock him down.
Yeah, down he goes. Oh man, that's not good at all. Okay, Zarina, how apt that it's your turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know this.
Yeah.
It has 1 HP.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So
What do you
I'm
do?
going.
It's like literally, it's that scene where it's like trying to like stand up and it can't because it's so weak, and it's like crawling away from you as you like look at it and take it away.
Yeah, I think she just looks down at him and says, "Until we meet again." And she's going to shoot him, and if I don't roll an at 20, I'm going to use it.
Okay,
So
20. You're gonna use it, yeah.
yeah, plus that's 14 damage.
Describe how you kill it.
We've seen kind of Zarina in the killing blow. She's no flash about it. Like shoots him where she feels like it's gonna end his life the quickest. Probably right in the back of the neck as he's trying to crawl away. And then as soon as she knows he's dead, she just goes back and like picks up her arrow. Just like pulls it out of his neck.
Just nonchalant.
Yep.
Cool. So what happens to Grigoris that are still actively connected to the dream world that die here?
That are actively connected to the dream world?
Yeah, that are, or at least welcomed back. Does something happen to them, or are they just left here?
They're just left here.
Okay.
His body's just going to be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You can die in the dream world and something different happens, but if you die
Yeah.
when you're in the physical world, you're just dead.
Okay.
It's like the
Then it
Matrix.
is dead. Yes. All right. You have killed a hunter seeker. That's great fucking work, y'all.
Yeah. How close were we to the airship?
You guys were fighting out kind of in front of it, so I mean, you're out of combat now, so
Yeah.
you can go explore the airship if you want.
And you said this guy was essentially in the buff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think. Raijin doesn't look to anybody, and he immediately reaches down and grabs it by its like hair tendrils and begins dragging it away from the ship, like further out into like the vast expanse, and he just drops it there to bake in the sun as he walks back towards the boat.
I was gonna loot him.
It was
Yeah,
naked.
I wanted to look.
It had no
did he
clothes
have
on.
any?
Yeah.
It had no clothes on.
Yeah.
Talk-
No.
You didn't even have a loincloth?
No, it's like a xenomorph. Yeah.
I'm curious if like their hearts are used as components for something, or if there's. I've asked Irina if is there any significance to the insides of a Grigori hunter seeker.
no importance to me.
All right. Take his
Cool.
head from his body, and then you guys can search the ship while I give him a proper burial.
Yeah.
No, I'm going with you.
Cool. So do you guys? So you want to search the ship?
I do, but the
no.
moment that Tok starts to give it a proper burial, Raijin turns to him and says, "Leave it to bake. It does not belong here. It does not deserve that kind of burial."
A baking is a proper burial. I just want to make sure we get as much surface cover.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And then he heads into the ship to
Cool.
take a look around. And he's
All right.
basically looking for like what the identifier of the ship was, and if there are any survivors in reverse order of that.
Right. Okay. So it's clear, looking in the ship, that the survivors of the wreck were using this as at least for some point a sort of like a lair, right? Like a place to survive out here in the wilds.
Mm-hmm.
Just by the way things are organized, it looks like there's like cots, sleeping areas. Looks to be about like a dozen or so people. There are like beds around, but obviously there's only like 2 bodies here. These bodies are largely eaten. At this point, just on a cursory glance, there is no real like clear, were these people connected to the people in the crevice or not? It's just too difficult to tell, like if they're all crew or not. It's unclear.
Okay.
However, this barge definitely still has some of its treasure around. There's a box of perfumed summoning candles. That these are like communing candles. These are religious for the Voidborn who are communing with the Void Mother. They're not actually magical. They're just part of the ritual to do that, right? As well as some incense. Once again, religious things.
Yeah.
That one of them was a gambler because there's a really nice pair of almost like made out of void rock dice, which is really cool. They're like float, like they float, like you can roll them and they don't hit the ground and they just like stop and they float. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Like they'll like only like a little bit off the ground. You can't just like throw them in the air and they sit there, right? Like that's what they do. So that's pretty cool. And I think the so the name of the ship is named after a artifact that's actually still part of the masthead with Maidenhead, the thing, the front of the ship.
Yep.
Like imagine like half the ship's here, right? And it's only the front of the ship that's left. And on it there's an eye on it, and it's a the masthead is a dragonborn warrior. Or Voidborn, which is there a dimorphism? I feel like they look the same. Men and females look identical, right?
Yeah, more or less. Like to the lay person, they look essentially the same. To a Voidborn, we can tell the difference. It's like a dwarf.
Yeah.
Tell the difference.
Okay. Right. So, there it is a like a wooden or I guess like an earthen, forged by the void, armored Voidborn warrior holding a shield. That's, you can see the inscription on the shield. It says, "Waiting for you, for my happiness." This shield is as Voidborn culture goes. These shields are typically magical artifacts of great craftsmanship. And that this one is made out of steel, and it's obviously like attached to the Maidenhead and can be taken off if you want. It has a large eye on it, and scrawled with gems, and I imagine it's sort of like a series of like the center eye is like a large ruby, with a couple like amethysts kind of like dotting around it to form the eye shape.
Okay, and would this mark what the ship is? Like whose ship this is?
No, but that's the name of it. The name of the ship. I don't think anybody who was on this ship.
The name of the ship is what again? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Let me look at my notes again. It's like "Waiting for you, my happiness."
Oh, okay. That is okay. Yeah, if that's like an identifier, if that's the name of the ship, he is going to take that off.
Yeah, that's the common translation.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
obviously in
whatever the
Voidborn's-
Voidborn word is for it. He understands it, and he will rip that off of the masthead.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
kind of find a way to
Right.
latch it to himself.
Would you like to attune to it?
I think
'Cause
he
it's certainly
will-
magical.
I think he will when we're out of here and have some time to recuperate. But right now, I think he's trying to figure out because the 4 bodies in the crevice. At first, he thought they were exiles because of the curse that they're clearly cursed somewhere. But he also saw that they had scales removed, which is weird and a sign of either piracy or exiles or other things. So the fact that there are several cots here and only 2 bodies, he is going to look at those bodies and then look around for more bodies.
Right.
So I will roll you an investigation, but I don't want to hog the spotlight.
No,
here.
you don't need to investigate. I can tell you that there's no extra bodies around to find.
Okay. What about the actual bodies themselves? Do they have missing scales too? Are they also covered in?
They're too
Clearly
eaten and
cursed.
decomposed to tell.
Okay. Cool.
What's
Yeah.
everyone else doing?
I want to figure out how the ship went down.
Okay. That would require an investigation.
Okay. I don't have good investigation, but I'll try.
Totally.
What?
I don't
you
have.
do.
I don't have.
I
it.
literally
I
don't,
don't
have
have
any
good
anything in
Right.
investigation.
Right. So, I want you to tell me this
Yep.
because I'm going to, with a natural 20 on investigation, you will know this. But I'm not exactly sure how you can tell based on the bodies and everything you've seen so far. But the pieces to you come together so that there was a betrayal on the ship, a mutiny, and it crashed over here.
So the way that she would want to do this, and this might be stretching her ability a little bit, but she's seen some of the elders from the consorts be able to read auras from previous people in locations and get a sense for the emotional experiences, almost like the way that when they play their instruments, they can help other people relive memories. So she's using essentially like a deeper version of sense emotion to deduct what things could have happened based on the last moments before death.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like the emotion echoes. That's pretty cool.
Emotional
Yes.
forensics.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, definitely. The ghost echoes of the feelings of these bodies is anger and yeah, these were the people who got mutinied on. Is what you know.
Okay. So it was sabotage essentially.
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
Raijin, it seems that there was a traitor among these people, and they sabotaged the ship and brought it down.
But why? Who would sabotage a perfectly fine Voidborn craft? I don't understand.
Perhaps there was something to do with the Grigori.
How old does this crash look?
With Meta's investigation, this was I think last time it's 6 months or so, anywhere between 4 to 8 months.
And how long have we been chasing this star?
About a little like 2 weeks.
Okay. Would I recognize the name of the ship?
That would require a roll.
Okay. I will give you that.
Profession, sailor, history.
I do have profession sailor and history, so I'll give you a
one or the other.
sure.
Whatever you think that you would know.
Yeah, I think that would be the most sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Airships. Yeah. Okay. That's for piloting them. Yeah. So
That's true.
right, but that's fine. That makes a lot of sense actually. No, based on because you're judging it based on the so maybe you don't know the ship historically, but you can make a good judge. This is like investigating it, right? Like based on what it's doing. So typically, void ships don't venture out this far past the storms.
Right.
So you know that either this was a curse ship, a pirate ship, or a relic hunting vessel. And based on what you can see here, it doesn't look like a pirate ship because it looks like having things to the Void Mother is something probably pirates don't have or exiles wouldn't have.
Right. Having the relic shield kind of on the mast.
Exactly. Probably makes it a relic hunting vessel. So it's a relic hunter for that was looking around here. Something that a ship that you're kind of like your twin would have been on.
Yeah.
It's obviously not this one, but it's a comparable vessel.
Right.
Maybe it's their sister ship.
Could be cool. Yeah, he looks to Min and says, "This is a hunter ship. They were here searching for something." And he pulls off the shield that he has latched to himself, and he says, "This is their marking. They were here for a reason, for relics such as this. Maybe there was a disagreement.
I thought you said there was nothing here.
There is usually nothing here. Well, this used to be our lands before we took to the skies, before the storm came. The storm did this," and he motions to like the crazy trajectory of the different rocks and the minerals that are like jutting out of nowhere. This is the curse of the storm. It caused us to take to the skies, so all of our old relics, all of our old cities fell here before we took to the storm, and now there's ancient artifacts here, but it's dangerous. It's cursed. No one comes here.
Do the artifacts usually, are they found like underground, or how do they know where to go?
They don't. You catch a
just...
break. Sometimes you hear a rumor. An exile comes back and reports they found something, or someone encounters someone like this, and he motions out towards whatever the hell Talk is doing to that Grigori corpse. Captives. Anyone could. You see a glint in the sand as you fly overhead. You do a swing back around to see what it is, and anything could pull you down here.
How many of the relic hunter vessels are there at any given time?
26. Well, now 25.
Cut yourself.
Sorry. That was my dinner arriving.
He says 26, but now 25.
Okay. She kind of smirks at you and, well, I don't know what we can do here. That Grigori was not a good sign, though. If he was sent by somebody else from the Grigori Empire and he doesn't come back or report in or anything, I'm sure Z will have a little bit more insight on this, but we need to get out of here.
Summer, did you come inside the ship?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, he re-slings the shield and sort of grabs the box of candles and incense. And he says, "Well, I think we have found everything we can here." And he starts to head out. He waits for Min, but he starts to head out.
Yeah. So there's other casts and things in here, but they're all depleted of water and traveling supplies.
Yeah. One would assume if they're living here.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think once he gets out, he would see Z doing something, and he would ask you, "What?" And he points to the Grigori. He says, "What? You said he was a hunter.
Yeah.
What did they hunt?"
People.
Oh. So not things, then.
I mean, they can be hired out for just about anything, but they're called killers for a reason.
He takes the shield off again, or he just kind of pulls it over and he says, "This was a relic hunter ship. It's ironic that your hunter-killer was inside of a relic hunter." And he puts it back on. "I wonder if the Grigori sent him here to find some artifact."
If that was the case, why wouldn't he have just taken it and left?
Perhaps this wasn't the one he was looking for.
As far as I know, the Grigori don't really take to collecting artifacts, just the knowledge about artifacts. They spend most of their time in Undava. They don't have need for physical things.
I don't understand, but that's fine.
They can have anything that they want in the dreamscape.
Oh. Okay. And you can tell he doesn't understand at all what you're trying to explain.
Yeah.
because that is Grigori lore and lifestyle is a complete like legend to him. He says, "Well, there is no crew to save.
Right.
We've done all we can."
We should probably get going.
Yes, I think is Talk finished. Talk, are you finished? What are you doing?
You notice Talk's like standing right behind you at this point. He's like right up behind you. He goes, listening to you.
Oh, I hate you so much. Okay, well, I believe we're done here. That camp's still good. There was a storm coming.
I feel that we should get further than that if we can. If he was hired by someone for something, as soon as the sun goes down, they'll know that he's dead.
Yeah, I guess so. In this vast, expansive, stony desert situation, Eric, do we see any like stone outcroppings or anywhere besides this hauled-out boat, this hauled-out airship that we could hole up in, like further away? Like, is this like a vast plains, or is there like?
No, it's actually it's a rocky elevation. You're kind of in a valley right now. Because it's actually kind of like making this sort of slalomly up and down pass that you're in. But you do see up ahead that you're kind of getting close to the weather line where things start to get snowy. Okay, I think maybe I'll just probably tell you this, or maybe either let me know if why somebody would know this. But you're in the Hambora Pass. And you know that this is once again this is a place that it's pretty perilous to go through, especially at this time of the year when it's still kind of like springy time, because if it's not if the winter thaws haven't happened yet, it's gonna be real nasty snows.
Yeah,
basically would be snowed in.
I think seeing the snow that would trigger Raijin to know what it is, like having flown over this area. But that's it. He's never been here. He has no idea what the hell's here except for a snowy death. Because why would you land? Let's just go to the city or fly away. So yeah, I think that's how he would know what this place is, but not what's in store for them.
Right. So you do know that. I think then up. You're going to have to travel a little bit, but you do know up kind of in the snows there's a place called the Mall. That is it's something you really don't want to go down into. Yeah. But you know that in these mountains around here, there is effectively this used to be an old city, kind of where you're in, but these two mountain passes were really actually like once great cities. And the mall kind of leads into this area, into this space that sort of inhabits one of these old cities.
Okay. So he looks to Zyrina at that point.
It's an alternate path.
I gotcha. So he kind of looks to Zyrina at that point and says, "How far do you think we should travel before camp? Is any distance far enough?"
Realistically, no. But as far as we can physically get tonight, as much time as we have, I'll be honest, I'm not doing great. I don't know physically how far I can go before I need to stop, but...
Well, we found a small cave. Before we heard the screams, we could double back and stay there for the night.
I don't think that's far enough.
Then I guess we push on.
Eric, am I allowed to use Healing Song outside of combat?
Totally.
Okay. I wasn't sure what the rules were around doing stuff like that.
Oh, totally. That's a really good question.
Okay. I wouldn't mind because I know Z's hurt probably really bad. I know Raijin's been able to heal himself. I don't know how Talk's doing. Not that I would be able to tell since he's a construct.
In fact, Talk goes up to Zyrina as well and uses the remaining balance, 10 points of his lay on hands. in attempts to soothe her, he says, "Wherever you choose to stay tonight, I will make sure that we get there."
I think it's best for all of us if we get as far away as we can from this place. Preferably out of whatever he claimed his lands were.
Well, then we press on. And Raijin kind of looks up and adjusts himself to wherever the direction of the star is and sort of readjusts his pack with this new shield on top of it and begins walking towards the direction that the star is traveling.
Okay.
Old Vashnyara.
Yeah, remember everybody when I said Z felt bad before all this started?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay. Not bad. One second, I'm just editing something. Okay. That works for me. Okay. So you guys are now, we kind of cut to you guys making your way up through the pass here. Your guys are getting buffeted by winds and snows. The hot, scorching desert has now been replaced by cold, frigid, dry air, and just and cold ice flecks just seem to just stab you in the face with each hour that goes by. Obviously, probably. I mean, not obviously. Talk, you're probably taking the lead as this doesn't affect you as much as everyone else. But I am going.
If there is intense wind and like shit kind of going
Yeah.
on, same thing like a sandstorm, you would actually see with all of his armor slung, or an ice storm, I guess. You would see all of his armor slung, or of his weaponry slung, rather. All of the runes on Raijin's armor kind of glow that purple, and it looks like he's kind of unaffected by it as well. As I activate, what is it, Vind? My this is pure flavor, but this is Vard Vind. Basically, my armor emanates this kind of wind around it, its own centrifugal force, kind of making the elements sort of abate.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. So, do you want to lead you all through this pass?
I was doing so well before.
Yeah. I mean, you get to a point where it branches off into kind of two equal passes. There's sort of like a one of those large collapsed towers, so to speak, of ice and mineral has a sort of like severed this normal pass, and now you have to choose between left or right here.
I think at this point, like, Raijin kind of looks back to everybody and says, I've never traveled these lands on foot. And he kind of looks back and forth between the two paths. It's like, I've traveled over through the air, but I'm not exactly sure which one of these to go with.
Well,
I can attempt to roll survival if you want.
Well, survival isn't going to be like, ha, I screwed you over, right? Like, it's it's how long it takes for you to realize you're lost, kind of problem, right? I'll be open with you about it.
Can I use nature to determine what path would be less dangerous for us? Based on like the way that the mountain is and
right. So what I would
go ahead.
I was going to say, if you describe that to help Raijin here, then Raijin can make their survival check with advantage.
Okay.
As long as they take your advice.
Right. All right. Do you want me to roll nature?
No, it doesn't require.
Okay.
Yeah.
Todd wants to see if one side has been traveled more than the other. He's looking for things like footprints. He's just checking to see if literally one trail has been more used or perhaps more.
Yeah. Can you investigate for me?
Yes.
I imagine then you're using investigation here, unless there's a profession or something that I'm missing, or some kind of other skill. It's probably investigation, right?
Nature, perception, or I'm looking for clues, so I would go with the investigation. So
yeah, let's do that. Cool.
Let me find my talk. There's talk.
While he's investigating, my insights here are basically I'm using, because of the fact that in the land of the consorts, there's a lot of various
terrain
and a lot of different mountains and all that. I'm using that information and knowledge and experience of exploration there to determine the steepness of the paths. And, I'm going to, Rajan, explain kind of what my insights are here.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Yes. So you notice that there are non-human or like bipedal footprints, like wolf or something like that, or antelope or something like of that sort of variety.
Like hoofed?
Yeah, like cloven feet creature, I guess I should say. A small pack of them has certainly went to the direction of the maw.
You said they were bipedal?
I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't look any travelers from the ship have come this way, but it definitely looks like there's a lot more wild animal activity and stuff going.
I'm pointing
Quadrupedal,
out my observations to Rajan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of like takes that in that one went this way and wherever Min is directing him to go, and I rolled a 17 on survival.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you make it. I think you probably have to take it closer to the maw. Here's why. And this is why it's good. So, you have two options here. You don't get lost, and you don't have to get suffering, exhaustion, and any hyperthermia by going this way with that roll. So good job.
Cool.
But now you're set with a pretty tough with a difficult challenge here. The snows have not given up. Do you want to risk taking the mountain passes, or do you want to risk traveling through the maw to the other side?
The dwarves delve too greedily and too deep. He kind of looks to everybody and says, "This path will be safer, but will likely freeze. And Z, you don't look very well. The other path, however, leads to a place called the Maw, and it is as terrifying as it sounds. No one wants to go there, but it will keep us out of the storm. What say you?" And he kind of puts it to the group.
So what's so bad about the maw?
Whatever Eric tells me is so bad about the Maw. Eric, what's so bad about the Maw?
What's so bad about it?
What's so bad about the maw, Eric?
It's cursed. There's a curse.
Hey, Eric, what's so bad about the maw?
Right. No, I mean it is absolutely cursed. You do know that any beings that dwell there are cursed. You know that is also there is a great and terrible power has made itself home there. That's all you know, like capital G.
God damn it.
It's a dragon.
Is it a
what?
Is it a
no
Balrog?
No.
Is it a frozen Balrog?
No. I think. All right. Give me an intelligence check. I'll tell you something about it.
Cool. I will give you some
Of
history.
why?
You're good.
No, it's worse than that.
15 on history.
So here's the thing. So you know quite a few things about the Maw, I think, or at least the stories about it. You know that light does not work in there. That dark vision does not work in there. But there is a way to get light to work in there. You know this because the creature that has made itself home here plays with the shadows and shows you things it wants you to fear. So basically, this thing has an army. Your stories describe it different ways. Some say it has tendrils that can see through the dark and see you from below. Other ones say that it has an army of spies of animals that bats feed it information. Other things say that anything that enters the maw, it can read its mind. Some say that the maw itself is sentient, but it can read your mind and find your fears and present them to you.
Interesting.
So you give up. That's at least that's what the rumors say.
Cool. Yeah. So he translates that to what's so bad about the Maw? He says it is a cursed place, and he looks to Z when he says it. He says this place it swallows the light. And there's a beast that lives deep within, a beast that controls the shadows and plays tricks on your mind, driving you to madness. And it is believed that it has creatures everywhere along the mountainside and within, letting it know exactly where you are and how to prey on your fears.
So it's either that or freeze to death.
Yes.
Is there any like broken down trees or anything like that? Or is it just like flat out nothing but snow and ice?
There is shrubs, but no like tall trees.
Okay.
It's not really an alpine mountain. It's mostly desert mountain.
It seems like death awaits us in either option.
Well, I guess I'd rather be warm and afraid.
What?
I'm willing. I'm telling you here. Like I want you to know this as a GM. I have options for both of these. These are both shitty choices.
Yeah.
But I could not help but resist. But putting you guys into choosing how you want to suffer.
Into more.
Talk wants to go to the maw.
Yeah, I think that's what Z's leaning towards too, because obviously when he describes it as a curse, that kind of like alleviates her fear in a way.
Oh, it's just a normal cave then. We're fine.
Oh, it's just yeah. Oh, it's
Okay.
just another curse.
Just a regular dark cave.
Talk is interested in overcoming the personal challenge of his own fears and his own nightmares.
Yeah.
So when everyone says the maw, he looks to Min to see what she says.
Man, if you don't think it's a good idea, we can go the other way.
Look, the star awaits you on the other side of the maw, or the other side of the mountains.
Well, if I had to choose, I say that we keep going through the mountains. We can see where the star is in the mountains. We can't see it in the maw.
Okay, then I'll switch my vote.
And obviously Raijin would go with the party, but he does not want to go in the cursed place. It's cursed. And everyone knows what he feels about curses. He says, then it is the mountain pass we should take. If
Yes.
you have extra clothing, you should put it on. It is only getting worse.
You made me throw my glove away.
You only
Did.
have- That's...
All right. Talk opens his pack and pulls out a long aquamarine glove, and in lace stitched on the side is the name Orabel. And he presents it to you. And he says, you can wear this.
Oh, thank you. Why do you
I find it better not to ask him questions.
Okay.
Worst case is he'll answer it.
And he does answer. He goes, he was my friend. And that's all he says.
That was surprisingly brief. I'm impressed, Tuck.
Yeah, this is stark contract to the rest of her outfit, which is all black.
Yep.
I like it.
I
Just
think
an
it looks
aquamarine
nice,
glove.
see?
Thanks.
You would be able to tell, Minea, that it is consort made.
Mhm.
Consort
Yeah.
fashion.
He so as everyone like starts to bundle up, Raijin kind of looks to Talk and says, if your joints get stiff, let me know. We can push you in a fire.
Quote.
Oh, I could just heat up his metal. That's fine too.
No!
You'll be fine, old man. Let's go.
All right.
And he begins to trudge towards the mountain pass.
Okay. Is this thing not in? Okay, it's not. Okay, that's cool. It's not in the SRD. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We're about to die.
No, you're fine. So, your first challenge crossing the mountain pass is that you kind of are finished, almost thankfully, going up an incline until you land at a very flat, very clear plain. The snows and storms that were buffeting you on your way up here have abated, and now there is a clear crystal sheet of glass and ice that just coats pretty much to as far as almost to basically the horizon where the other sets of rocks are to the other side. You are standing on top of a glacier or a frozen lake or something like that.
Right. So don't want to fall through.
Ooh.
Anybody
Carry on.
have any ice?
Carry on.
How precarious is this lake look?
You never seen a frozen lake before.
That's fair. That's fair. Shit. I guess I would conceptually know what ice is, right?
Yeah,
Despite having never
of course you do.
messed with it.
No, I mean, like
I've
you've seen
heard
the
of
Void,
this.
the
We've seen
Voidmother's
this
made
ice
things
lake,
out of
I've never
ice
been there.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess as one of the heaviest people, unless Doc's heavier, he's gonna go out and try to like step on this giant sheet of ice and see if it's strong enough to hold him.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay.
It does not give way.
Yeah, he just precariously kind of creeps out, like head on a swivel, across this frozen glass plain.
Yeah.
You know, not really sure what's happening because the lack of cover is what gets him more than the ice the ice plains here. Because we
Very much
really
so.
were looking for a place to camp down because Z looks like crap. So so he's just gonna slowly and like steadily like take a step and then like connect his feet and then take another step and then connect, as opposed to like striding like a normal person.
Yeah. What? I'm looking at everybody's passive perceptions. 1 second.
Not good.
No, it looks like 11 across the board.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh, yeah, you have 16. Never
Oh.
mind. All right, that's a little bit better.
I am perceptive.
Right.
Pull it out.
So, Min, how much HP are have you lost so far? Like roughly percent, or how about even
I'm
about
at
Zarina?
like 3/4 of my health.
Okay. Zarina,
Yeah,
are you
sure.
more than half?
No, I'm not more than half.
Okay. These
Thanks
are
to the
okay.
heals, my friends.
Yep. Okay.
Unfortunately, I need to rest before I can do that again.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been going pretty hard.
Yeah, thanks, Talk.
I wanted to stay in the Voidcraft. Really old game.
And then fight another army of Grigori. Yeah, awesome
Okay.
idea.
You're okay. So, Min, you're the one to see it. Everyone else, it doesn't really look like anything, but a invisible like shimmer on top of the lightly coated ice gives way, and something is hunting you. Your group. Something roughly the size of like a large mountain cat.
Rat cat.
Obviously, it's not a so it possesses about like 12 legs. It also got some kind of like wispy like white tails to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that sort of like you can tell that its tails give it this sort of like invisible field to it.
Is it obvious that it's hunting like in a?
I mean, it's watching you, right? Like
Okay.
it's like a cat would. Like it's
Stalking.
way in the corner. Yeah, it's just stalking. And
Okay. In that case, I'm going to use sense of motion to figure out if it's going to, if it feels like threatened by us and is likely to attack, or if it's being cautious, something like that.
what's the range of sense of motion? Because this thing is probably a couple 100 feet away.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
it's-
it was that far
right.
away. Okay.
Right. Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's literally stalking you, but it's like it's made itself known to you, right? Or maybe it hasn't. Maybe it doesn't realize that you're that astute.
Okay.
It doesn't catch you seeing it, but
Okay.
you know, it's just quietly chilling, pun intended, because it's cold. Just you know, when you move, it slowly follows. Doesn't look interested in attacking. It's just
Okay.
watching and following.
Okay. I like whisper, just don't sudden movements or anything. There's definitely something else here with us. Let's just continue. Be ready if we need to react.
Okay. I
Just
guess we'll
pretend
just
like nothing's wrong.
going.
If it gets closer, let us know.
I will.
And he
Yeah.
slowly begins creeping forward.
Yeah, totally. Okay. You creep forward, and then you hear a crack,
Right.
and then another.
Of course.
But you're okay. But you probably stop for a second as you hear the cracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would assume we also have like Talk and Ragen are at opposite ends of this thing because we don't want to have the 2 heaviest people in the front.
Yeah. You're not at risk of falling through at any point right now, but there is certainly cracks beneath your feet. There's like the glacier groans, or like the lake kind of like groans as these cracks give more and more spider like crawls as you see it kind of just ripple across this lake.
Guys, we should really disperse our weight. And if you see the cracks getting deeper, or you feel like you might fall through, lay down.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yep. So I need rolls to show me that you guys are what you're doing to go carefully across this ice here.
I'm using my acrobatics to keep my weight balance and equal across both my feet.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think Z's doing something very similar where she's like actually not lifting her feet. She's kind of like skating and trying to keep her weight like dispersed. Yeah.
As always, I'm going to offer this actually.
Okay.
Either we can all individually roll this, or somebody can volunteer to lead the group.
I'll
lead the group.
Okay. All right.
I'll lead the group.
Okay.
Especially since I'm trying to stay aware of this other thing. So I'm like, this is the path we need to go.
Right.
Okay.
I had a neat
Cool.
idea.
Huh?
Yeah,
I have a neat idea.
Oh boy.
let's do that.
How it's gonna
I'm
work.
scared
All
now.
No. If you're leading the group, you lead on. Lead on.
Yeah. All right, lead them over this tenuous ice.
Okay.
You can do it.
Okay. As if you had enough problems to deal with.
God damn it.
Um,
It's my best skill.
Can I give
Well,
her my
one of my
three?
best skills. Okay.
the ice is the ice is far worse than you thought, and it takes you a long time to cross this ice.
Okay.
Everyone takes a level of exhaustion as you guys are like have to basically crawl over this ice, and it takes hours in this cold.
Okay.
But you make it to the other side of the ice, no problem.
Yay.
No problem.
Is there a place that we can actually like put that?
Yeah, now you are exhausted. You take 1 level of exhaustion.
There's no spot on the character sheet
Yeah, there's
for
no
that.
spot.
There really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put it
Yes,
somewhere
currently.
in your bio.
Yeah, just put it in your bio because there's different levels. So here's what you need to know. There's 6 levels of exhaustion. The 6th one means you die. The first level is that you just have a disadvantage on ability checks. Oh, that's no big deal, right? Just disadvantage on basically anything that you ever roll.
Yeah.
All right.
Except for attacks. You're fine on
right.
attacks.
So you are exhausted until you can either rest near a fire, or lesser. I kind of allow potions of lesser restoration to restore exhaustion. They don't do it mechanically, but I think that's kind of dumb. I would allow it here. That's an option, but obviously not really available. But there you go.
Yeah. So I think crossing this lake, the first thing, I guess the only thing that really Raj is looking for at this point is somewhere to stay. Knowing that something's following us, knowing that Z isn't doing well, and knowing how much of a slog that was to cross that lake, he wants to find shelter, to start a fire to keep whatever the hell this thing is away from us.
Yeah, what are you going to use for fire?
I got a box of candles and incense, so
I got
just light
some
the whole
matches.
thing on
I
there.
got some stuff.
Yeah.
I believe I have in my equipment. I have torches and things of that nature, and I should.
I do too.
It's part of my starting equipment, so I should
Yeah.
be able to. We should be able to get a fire going.
To cobble
Yeah,
something
protect
together.
me.
You could just use a couple torches as a fire, really. Just burn the whole thing.
Yeah, I think most of us have dark vision anyway.
We need to keep a fire going. So, describe the terrain to me outside of
You said
Rocky Mountain.
shrub.
Yeah.
Right. So you are basically once again nestled in a flat lake that's sort of like a glacial lake, right? So surrounded by like large mountains. It's just extremely flat, almost like a caldera.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
There is an island of sort of like solid ice or rock kind of like in the middle, and then it continues to extend past to the other side, where there's more solid ground. And then you have to pick one of three different kind of mountain trails to take. What do you do? So I can say that at this point you have made it to that sort of like middle islandy area. This island is pretty much it's barren with rocks. Like no, it's you have to cross to the other side of the ice, and then you have to pick one of those paths.
Okay. And this doesn't look like a good place to set up.
I mean,
it's
camp. Very.
No, I mean it's solid. It's solid ground.
Yeah.
But it's just really exposed.
But it's really exposed, and there's something hunting us down. Yeah.
How many rocks are there?
I mean, so this is probably like an island the size of like a soccer field or so. So like on that, there's probably a couple boulders, maybe like three big boulders, just a bunch of smaller rocks.
Dang it!
Not
Could have
a lot.
built us a shelter, man.
Yeah, there's
not
not enough.
that.
Yeah, there's not enough rocks to build a shelter. There's probably like a couple like dead shrubs on there as well. It's very very desolate.
Guys, I just don't feel good about stopping here. And
There's dead. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but if we keep going, like we're gonna get another exhaustion level, aren't we?
maybe unless we do a better job.
I have an idea. I have an idea. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. And he begins creating some monstrosity of an idea.
Oh dear.
I take off both of my shields, and I take a 50-foot length of rope.
Oh dear
and
Lord.
I'm trying to loop these shields kind of together in a way that, like, Min and Z can sit on a shield, and then Raijin fashions it around his waist, and he looks to talk and says, "If you ever say anything." And then he gets down on all fours and, like, digs his claws into the ground and, like, to see if he can get traction.
Yeah, I was literally thinking of something similar. Like IRL, I've competed in Klondike derbies and Iditarod snow races and things like that. So that's actually a good strategy. If we're looking for a place to rest, I don't know what everyone has as far as extra clothing, but we can lay extra clothing on the ground to try to separate from the ground so it's not as cool. I mean, literally to make a shelter, you can still be exposed, but like I have bedrolls and sleeping bags. We just need to get low, make sure our bodies are off the ground, and take watches.
I think it's more about the invisible thing that's happening.
Yeah, Talk doesn't need to sleep, and he is always aware. But he can't see invisible things. So we gotta try to trek a little further. We might take more exhaustion, but we may have to push it. I don't like camping in the open.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how Z feels about it. She's very uncomfortable being in the middle of this lake with like no sure way to.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So he kind of motions to the makeshift sled that he's sort of slung together and says, "This is one of those things we don't ever talk about. Get on."
I'm gonna get my pickaxe, like my climber's axe out.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold it.
Cool. Based on what you guys have described to me, I'm not going to make you make any more like athletics or acrobatic checks. It sounds like you have figured out some tools to solve this problem for you. However, you have not figured out a way to solve the problem of the cold. So I'm going to need everybody to make a Constitution check as you cross the rest of this ravine here to thwart. Yeah, con save. So, yeah, to thwart the exhaustion. Grant, I don't think you are vulnerable to. I think you're immune to conditions of exhaustion as a Warforged.
Okay.
Turns out Min's
that's not great.
aquatic body we're doing too well in.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah,
That's so surprising.
not doing well at all.
She's a slushy.
I'm gonna just use I freaking hate that
Prestidigitation.
stupid word. Who came up with that nonsense? I'm gonna use it to warm my hands.
Mike Merle, sir.
This is such a crappy word. Get rid of it. I'm gonna call it something else. I'm gonna rename it.
Basic magic.
A thing that I can do at will when I want to.
David Blaine Street Magic.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Pick a card, any card. Okay.
The casting requires you to look at the camera.
So we
Right.
Voidborn Iditarod across the.
All
Everyone rolled.
right. Cool. So Sorry, yeah, Meta, you're level 2. Everyone else is okay. So level two exhaustion, your speed is halved. So you are slowing the group behind.
Just
Slowing the group
She's
down.
being pulled.
Yeah.
yeah, she's being pulled. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that makes sense. So probably by the time you're off the sled, your teeth are chittering. It is quite cold. It is windy. You look back and yeah, I mean that creature is probably at the island now. It's kind of watching you on the other side.
I was about to ask what's going on with that.
No, it's once again it's keeping itself like hundreds of feet away, just slowly watching, waiting for one of you to fall and be left.
Oh, that's nice.
You know.
It's a scavenger.
Yeah, it's not trying to get up in your business.
So far, it's a scavenger until it.
It doesn't. It
Pounces
hasn't
on us.
been given a chance to really evaluate
Freeze
this.
to death.
Okay, so there are 3 paths through the through the gorge here.
Do they look any different?
Well, I was going to describe them. So trader, the few brazen traders that make it through these paths, they have left signs. One of the and they're all named after the people who have found them. The first one is called the Glyphs. The second one is called Zitos. And then the last one is called Zhaokiks. And I'll post them in chat so you can see them all. And I will describe each of those in a little bit more detail. So, Glyphs seems to be entirely sealed over with snowbanks and ice. It would require a lot of climbing to scale it. Zitos actually has running water through it. It is like a fast rapids that start to break off, and it's kind of like plummets down pretty quick. So there must be something heating the water, and then or maybe it's just it's thawing. And then the last one is Zhaokiks, and Zhaokiks is kind of leads directly into some sort of glacial cave, like a spike in the wall.
I'm gonna say the running water path.
I agree. Well, something
The middle
must
one.
be heating the water.
The reason I'm going for water is I think Eric planned a killer death trap first and said, then I'll take it easy on him, and then got tired and he said, you know what? I'm killing him on path 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Zitos.
Yeah.
Damn it! Grant knows me so well.
He
No,
got me.
just kidding. They're all death traps.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Cool. So, yeah. All right.
Sounds like we're going to Zito.
Yeah. Cool. So you go to Zito. Zito is first off, it's a waterfall that you need to get down.
Good.
Of course.
Oh,
Yep. You didn't think it was going to be that easy. Come on, guys.
I
Nope.
have lots of rope.
If it was the spring or things have thawed, it would just be a nice little creek to go by. But right now, there's a huge chunk of ice, and it's just pouring down, and water's just going off of it and just dropping down.
Oh, fun.
Cannonball, let's do it.
It's like, I'm made of water.
I mean, water is my thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She backflips,
do you-
loses all the exhaustion. She's fine.
You want to yeah? Do you want to jump in that water?
I want to know how far down the drop is actually.
It's only 30 feet. It's a
Really?
mere, yeah, just a mere 30 feet. Yeah,
I mean,
you're
I've
like
jumped
on
off
the top of a
worse.
glacier. Yeah, it's jumpable.
So, fall
Probably freeze to
damage,
death, though.
30 feet.
No, no, we would not have fall damage.
This water.
Mm-mm.
Because
We would
why?
not have fall damage
Someone
because
has
of.
magical snowfall. Are there rocks and things of that nature around here that we can?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
there's
cool.
rocks for days. If you
Rocks
you never have to ask.
everywhere.
All right, for like pretty much the rest of this trip, you
There's
pretty much
rocks.
never have to ask me if there's rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Men, do you think that you could get us down there safely?
Well, I'm really exhausted right now. Let me see if it actually requires me to roll something for this. 1 second.
I'm pretty confident we have enough rope and
Yeah,
we have
I've got 50 feet.
tons. We can like canyoneer down a waterfall. It's essentially, I mean, your biggest peril is the water and the force of the water and the fact that it's slippery. But if we go carefully and no monsters like harpies swoop up and grab us while we're climbing down, I'm in pretty good shape to climb, and that's what Talk's one of the things he's best at. He's like Tigger. That's the best thing I do.
I'll be the last to go down then.
Yeah.
How heavy are you?
I'm very light, but I'll be the last to go down.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, because
We have a chance to
Raiden
catch you.
I was gonna say,
No.
Talk's strength's high enough. Oh, you're gonna go down magically.
Last. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you guys start falling, then yes.
Okay.
Okay. Raijin kind of looks to you and says, "Do you have any motions to your pick? Do you have something that could help tie a rope to one of these things?"
Oh yeah, I have an entire climber's kit.
Okay. I don't.
I
Yeah.
got this, guys. I like exploring. Okay, lots of climbing over here.
So he kind of
Lots
looks
of
to
swan dives off of waterfalls, all elegant and stuff.
you. So he looks to you to tie this rope up, I guess.
Yep, I got it.
Cool.
Okay. Yep. Obviously, I'm gonna need checks for you guys to get down there, unless somebody wants to lead everybody.
I'll go first.
Okay. So we're doing it individually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget, you all have disadvantage.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh cool. I
Yep.
forgot about that. So what do you want me to roll?
Athletics or acrobatics. Describe yourself as you're going down. How you're doing it. How you describe
Carefully.
your approach. Yeah. The adverb that you choose could also change the stat that you're using it.
Yeah, I think Zarina goes down very carefully. Like she's very careful about her footing. She's like one of those people that tests every foothold before she like puts her full weight on it. And it's probably like grueling to watch almost because she's moving so slowly, but slow and steady wins the race.
Okay. Are you gunning for dexterity here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
19.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, that's disadvantage though.
Oh wait, 6. Oops.
So a 6. I mean, you make it down.
Okay.
You're also exhausted, but you make it down. So you're level 2 exhaustion.
Okay.
Cool. I will head down next.
And what did that add? Half distance?
Your speed's half now. Yeah.
13.
Hey, 13. You make it down, no problem.
Sweet.
You're able to
So-
easily rappel down.
And when he gets down the bottom, he kind of holds the base of the rope so that it doesn't sway as much for everyone else to get down.
Yeah.
All right. Then you're giving advantage to a check, so now it's as a straight dice.
Did you decide that Talk had no exhaustion, or did we just
Yeah.
take the first one?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure at this point you guys how fucking cold you are. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse.
You're fine.
You're on unMadeGaming.
Too late now.
Look. If I was adventuring with you and you couldn't get cold like me, I would be pretty fucking angry at you. But anyways,
I got a 13 to go down if I have disadvantage.
You have regular dice right now.
Yeah,
yeah, you had regular
Still
dice.
13.
Yeah, you make it
You're
down.
just so regular.
You're so normal.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay. Last but not
Lord.
least.
I mean, you would also have regular
No,
dice.
actually, you would have advantage because you didn't have the disadvantage to negate it. So you actually got a 23. So you did real good.
It's all on
There
the
are
hips. Raijin. It's all on the hips.
I also just want to say a quick to chat Antonio Ray X360. I'm gonna save Piranha Cycles.
No.
I'm gonna pocket that. Not right now. I'm just gonna let you know
Piranha
that
Cycles.
I like where your head's at, and I'm gonna just write that
Thanks.
one down in my
Thanks,
little notebook
Antonio.
here.
Appreciate
you.
that.
No.
All right.
Min, you do have the regular dice as well.
I do?
Yeah, because I'm holding the rope.
Giving you
Oh.
advantage.
Yeah. So the
Yay!
advantage cancels out the disadvantage, so it's just your normal, whatever the first one is.
Cool. Min is actually pretty, even as exhausted as she is, this is like muscle memory for her because she's climbed so much. So she's very dexterous and almost elegant in her attempts to just kind of, she's almost like floating down the rope.
Aw.
Flowing, would you say?
Well, We'll see how the roll is, but in her mind, this is what she is doing. Nope.
Oh,
That's okay. If I'm falling, you just let me know and I'll deal with that.
No, I got something else in mind.
she's
Great.
critical exhausted.
With a 1. I mean, with a 1, that's pretty good. So, yeah. You guys make it down. And as you're, like, getting your equipment off the rocks and stuff like that, another being kind of swoops down and lands near the top of those rocks. It's an old friend of yours.
A cod.
It's a cod.
Hi.
God damn it.
So he's 30 feet above you. He's no longer wearing those sort of robes. He keeps his hood down. His Voidborn stony gaze is just as red as ever. But now he's holding some sort of like silvery staff. And he points it at you all down there. And he asks you all a question, being, why did you choose the pass other than the maw?
It is cursed.
I chose the yeah, it's cursed.
It is cursed. Much like you, fiend.
We sustain and uphold our leaders, is what I say. That's it. That's why we chose it. Irina is our leader, and that is, we go with what she says.
So you are not the leader, he says, in the question mark? That the Grigori is?
Yes, I say, and like I say it very proudly.
Yeah. I am here to give you one last chance. Return with me to the Seventh Sister, and all will be forgiven. But if you defy me, he says very confidently as he twirls his silver staff.
I look to Irina for
alive.
instruction.
You did say you needed us alive.
He doesn't answer you. Are you trying to call his bluff?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, all right, I'm going to need you to make a test for me here to
Okay.
call his bluff, right? Like either insight or even like intimidate if you really want to get him off-footed, right? By like, fuck you, man. I see you. I'm calling you out on this. Because he's like, foolish Grigori. That might be true, but my, let me think of what he would say, right? It's like something to the effect of, but after last time, and what I've done to your friends, my patron can just rejuvenate you.
That's true. He can kill us and have us raised.
Yeah, I'm gonna use insight.
Yeah.
I'm not like trying to intimidate this guy. I'm not trying
Okay.
to fight him right now. That's a 10.
Yeah.
Or 7 actually.
You're reasonably sure that you should be taken alive, but you also know that they're not lying as far as their patron's power to rejuvenate. Like, you're pretty sure that sounds like something within the realm of the Seventh Sister.
All right. I'm going to attempt to reason with him. Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
but Serena was actually gonna like look at the group and be like, "Let's go," and like turn and just keep walking away from him.
Okay. And I'm going to essentially, yes, we can go, but I'm going to use my channel divinity, emissary of peace, and I'm going to essentially persuade him that this is not the battlefield for us to meet again. We will see the Seventh Sister, and we will see him again, but today is not the day for us to meet, so I get to make a persuasion check plus 5. Right. If you allow me, you tell me if and when to roll. But essentially, I'm summoning the divine aura.
I mean, convincing him to not come after you, I don't think is in the cards. But you could convince him of something else.
Essentially,
okay. Right.
We need to meet on different ground. We need to meet on the ground that we are destined to meet on, the ground that the fates have determined for us before the foundation of the world. You and I are one and interconnected and intertwined, but you know this is not where we're supposed to meet. Don't tempt fates.
That's not okay. You don't actually have to. You don't have to roll for that.
Okay.
If you're cool, because they believe you. You convince them that what you have said is right. But in return, they say, "Very well. Well, then may that ground rush to meet us both," and puts his staff down onto the glacier, which cracks and cracks and cracks. More water. More water spills out. He picks up, he takes flight a little bit as the rest of the first shard of glacier starts falling down, and then another and another, and this ice cascade, and then the torrent of water starts following you in this gorge. What do you do?
Fucking
yeah, we're surfing. We're surfing. Man. We're just
the two of you who can only run at half speed. You have two friends who cannot keep up, who will absolutely be subsumed by the water. What do you do?
I ask if one of them. My strength's really high and I can carry a lot. Do one of you want to jump on me?
Are they going to be able to outrun the water too?
We'll see.
I didn't think so.
No.
What?
But they might have a better chance. I don't know.
So we've got a ground that we can get to, higher ground to the sides. But we've got to try.
Sweep me away.
This is what's gonna happen. I'm jumping onto Talk's back, grabbing him, giving him my climbing axe, tying the rope, and telling him, "You need to throw this to the closest ledge that you can find."
All right. I look for the closest ledge, and I'm gonna chuck it and hurl it, hoping that it lands true.
Oh yeah, all right. Strength, right? Strength as the first set of water buffets you, right?
All right, let's do this.
This is going to be a moderately difficult test, right?
Okay, so
this isn't. Stop.
Worth a shot. I can't throw it myself. I'm too far gone.
20.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. All right. You easily withstand the first set. The pickaxe and rope strikes true. Now who's going to? Okay, so imagine the water now is kind of like up to your knees or so.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all trying to grab onto this
more.
rope?
I think so.
Right now, there's only one. I mean, there's not enough rope to grab on for everybody. It's going to be grabbing onto Talk.
Well, okay, and Talk holds.
But he couldn't clothesline us. We couldn't angle ourselves to grab onto it between Talk and the bank.
There's not enough space for all of you. I think there's space for maybe one of you. One more on the rope before it gets too high to grab.
Oh,
because it's not lateral,
right?
Yeah, I think so. Not really think about personal boundaries, but seeing how in a bad way Zyrina is, and seeing what just happened. I think he obviously lets go of the rope that was dangling before, and just sort of grabs Zyrina and starts moving, wading through this water as quickly as possible, and shoves her towards the rope.
Okay,
because he's also quite a strong guy.
I'm going to need you to make a strength check to trudge through the water.
Sure. Athletics work for you?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. You're not able to trudge through the water, but you're not getting sucked away either.
Okay.
You're basically. Here's what I would say. You're basically holding onto. I'm gonna be a dick.
Sure.
You're getting swept away, but you plant your sword or your shield, whatever you're holding, like into like the embankment to keep you there. You're in a pretty desperate spot. If you really need to get up to your friends from here, you're safe where you are now. If you want to get up to your friends, you need to like basically really push yourself with this shield and like pull yourself up and like claw your way up there. But like the rock and stuff that you're putting in your shield where you need to go is not the safest with this water. Like it's getting like kind of like knocked away, and like the ice and things that you're putting in is getting sucked away too. So he basically, I'm knocking you from risky to desperate.
Yeah, so he has his cutlass jammed into like a rock, like between two rocks, and rather than pull himself forward, he adjusts wherever his grip on Zyrina is and puts her on top of the cutlass so that she can climb up higher. So that basically she has now a spot above the water to climb out of.
Okay. For you to keep that cutlass there requires another check. Once again, this is a desperate roll. The results are going to be fine because you rolled well. You're able to do it. That's exactly what you needed.
Perfect. So she can hopefully get out of the water towards this rope.
You're in a position to help. They have advantage on their test now.
So Zyrina, you can climb towards that rope. Get the hell out of the water.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna try and do.
Okay.
Try and make a climbing leap.
I remember you have straight dice now because your disadvantage and advantage cancel out.
Okay. Acrobatics.
Yeah, I'll allow acrobatics here.
Okay.
16. That's enough. That's enough to get you out. You have to beat a 15.
Awesome.
Yeah, good work. So you're able to get yourself up to a large like piece of ice and rock that's not getting like shoved down, right? It's like an anchor point.
Yeah.
So you're safe right now. Unfortunately, your companions still aren't, right?
Yeah.
So Zarina, you are safe. Talk, you are still holding this rope for everyone else. Raijin, you're kind of close to this rope. But you're also not safe as more and more water and like, you have to like hold a brace for a second as like a small little chunk of ice like hits you and continues down. What are you guys doing to get out of this water? It's really cold water.
I'm going to...
More and more is coming. Where you are is not tenable.
Here's what I need to try to do. I think I need to try to climb to a higher ground. I need to get out of the water, try to get out of the water in the glacier's path. Mm-hmm. But I look back at Raijin and if he needs a hand or if he's got it before I start climbing.
I mean, he's confident he's got it, but let's be honest.
No, but let's be honest. Mike's rolling these dice.
Yeah.
So Talk nods and attempts to brute force his way up to higher ground, his metallic fingers digging into the rocks, crushing through the ice, and with all the force that he has, trying to get up to higher ground.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, okay. No. I mean, you knew there was going to be a roll there.
I climbed right up to the cod. Hello.
No, I actually love that. You're able to pull yourself up right into a spot where a cod swoops down. I actually probably like you're getting ready to slip and a cod pulls you up right there and says, and he's like, "How's this for, it's like, how's this for Destiny's Land?"
Yeah. We are brothers, you and I.
Yeah, and says, "We're both not from here," or I would say something like, like we're both born again, or like both, seen the the light again, or something like that, right? Or children of the light, or something. I'm not smart at coming up with cool poetic shit on my feet, but like what I'm talking about, and like we do a little bit of like. Like he like tries to punch you and you block and like you try to like, get back and like set up and like we're gonna have a martial arts square off on top of these this glacier that's like getting pummeled by other glaciers and shit.
All right.
But in the meantime, all our friends aren't out of this water yet, though. So let's deal with that.
Okay. I know exactly what I want to try to do.
Well, I was on Talk's back this whole time.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just
Then the one you have absolutely fallen off with Talk's one.
Is she caught in the
I was
water?
holding on to the rope though, so
Then you have fallen off and had dangled on. Make a check to see if you were able to grab the rope as you fell.
I'm at disadvantage for everything. I'm at level 3
You are
exhaustion.
at disadvantage for everything. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. Bye, guys.
It's probably
See you later.
dexterity.
Nat 20.
Yeah, but it's a 10.
No, that's rolling me. I was rolling disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's 10.
Yeah.
so it's a 10. Okay. So with a 10, you were able to grab the rope, but you are precarious. Like you were only grabbing with like one arm, and like the water is like taking you down. Right? You're in a very, very, very risky desperate situation here again.
Where am I?
What do you
compared
do?
to All of this.
What do I
you're
do?
you're
how-
standing. Sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
So maybe I can draw it, and that might help.
So I
Yeah,
assume there's
'cause
like
Right.
basically
I wanna know
like a hillside, and you've been pushed
Yeah.
up higher on the hillside, so you're out of the water, but you're like
Right,
on the
but
cliffside, and their rope
Right,
is
I
like their rope is not right next to us; it's like further
Yeah.
away from us, and they're kind of dangling from the rope. That's at least how I'm picturing. it.
Yep. Exactly. Sorry. I know I'm not the best with description, so I'll just try to like draw
just
what this
trying-
kind of looks like.
Yeah.
How far is the rope from the sword? I guess is probably the best question.
Maybe like 5 feet away.
Because I was say I grabbed her and I wasn't able to get to the rope, so
Yeah, it's
I
like
know we're not
just
right
out
next
of just out of arm's reach.
yeah. So it sounds like Min and I are still in the water, whereas Talk is at the top, and Z, you're like somewhere in the middle on the hillside.
Right.
Yeah, so like there's like walls of ice and rock,
Yeah.
and there's like water cutting through them. So Ragin, you're still in the water. Talk, you're up here with a cod. Can I grab Serena underneath all my stuff? Serena, you're up on like this separate one,
Uh-huh.
and Min, you're on the water, like between these two, hanging onto the rope. I'll draw the rope here. Oh, that's the same color as the background. That one
Okay.
might be
It's really
the...
hard to see.
I could see it kind of.
There you go. All right, look
Is
at
he
that.
within
That's
shooting distance.
courtesy of that's some Eric Vulgaris art design
It's
studio.
beautiful.
Guys, if you want Eric to do some art for you, just commissions are open.
Yeah. Just saying.
I'm wondering if I can so maybe I can I have rope, so maybe I can shoot down another rope and hold the other end.
What do you mean shoot down?
Like literally
Like-
shoot tied to an arrow.
Like literally tie it to an arrow and shoot it down into the water,
Down into the water?
like near Ragin.
What if is there like
Over
another
his head.
Please throw it at him.
Then for him to and if you hold on to the other side of the rope?
Pull
That's
him
the
in.
plan?
Pull him up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's try that. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's Mike on the other end.
I'm just
so
gonna
when he
shoot
tries to
down the
grab
rope, but I'm not gonna hold on to it. I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna hold
Yeah,
on to
then
it.
it's not going to do anything. You have to hold on to it.
Yeah,
Okay, which
right,
means
yeah.
that you're going to be put into a risky situation
Yeah.
by doing this for your friend.
Yes.
Okay, sure. That's a great
I'm
idea. That lets this happen. I'm cool with that. You don't have to make an attack roll to shoot the water or anything like that. You do it, right?
Okay.
But now it's the question of so Raijin, so you're precariously holding on with your cutlass is still firmly lodged into the snow, and so is your shield.
I would actually, instead of completely holding onto the rope, the other end of the rope myself,
Mhm.
I'd like to shove one of my short swords down into the ice or down into the hill,
Mhm.
stomp
And
it
tie
down
it.
into the ground and tie it on.
Okay, you
So
really
it's not
think
relying solely
I'm
on
not
my
gonna-
own strength.
I'm not gonna lie. that's not gonna hold. I mean, like that's might help you here a little bit, but that's not going to help like hold a God's weight.
Like going down into like full ice.
That's not gonna hold Raijin's. Yeah, that's not gonna hold Raijin's weight pulling.
Okay,
up
but
there.
it's
gonna, it will help. It will go you. Yeah, it'll give you some assistance here. It's good positioning, but just overall, it's not going to do a lot. Like it won't. It doesn't solve the problem on its own. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a great idea. Okay, cool. So let's keep going. Because I know we're running close to time.
So as the rope kind of flies, Raijin grabs it with his other hand and he looks across to Min and says, "Can you climb?"
I can try.
Okay. do you do it? Like what do you
guys both do it?
Yeah, what do you do?
No, I'm waiting to see if she climbs. If she's able to climb.
I'm gonna tell you this right now with level 3 exhaustion and the rolls that I've had, it's not gonna be a good thing.
You still have inspiration.
Is level 4 death?
Level 6 is
no.
death.
Level 6 is death.
Well, yeah, she's getting there though.
I'm halfway to death. Yeah.
And if I need to roll anything to like, if I need to roll strength to hold on to this rope, I totally can.
Here's what I will say. Okay. You putting the sword and the ice into the ice means that Raijin can make the roll on their own. If you're not helping them, then they're not rolling with advantage. You're just giving them enough position to like basically have a standard effect here of being able to make it up there.
Okay, so like
but if you're able to like if you hold like push yourself down onto the spike where the hilt of the sword that's jammed in there, then that's considered that's enough for me to consider granting Raijin advantage on the check rather than just straight dice.
I'm not just letting the sword.
Right.
I don't. It's a short sword. I'm holding it into the earth.
Yeah. Okay. I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Raijin is waiting to see if Min makes it up this rope.
Yeah.
Because he can't. He can't pull her up that way.
I have shit for strength, which is what's
okay. But you have
inspiration,
so you're definitely going to use it because you need
the water. The waters are rising. What do you do?
I don't know what to do. I can go for strength, but
believe in the chaos plateau.
And then roll your inspiration.
You probably want to roll inspiration. You're
I don't
one
know how
off.
to roll inspiration.
R/RD6, 1d6.
Yeah.
Max. Oh, fuck.
Yep.
That's enough. Hey, that's enough though.
Okay.
You needed a 15.
I don't have a 15. I have a 12.
Oh, you have a 12. Oh
Yeah.
shit. No, that sucks.
Yep.
Okay. No.
What do you mean that sucks?
Yep.
Yeah. You can't pull yourself up.
Yep.
The current takes you down to Raijin. What do you do? What do you do, Raijin?
Yeah, so he's going to reach out and grab her.
You see Min start going away.
Yeah,
like
so I have
it goes underwater for a second, comes up.
So I have the sword lodged in, and I have I've had enough time, I guess, to like more or less tie the because it's a cutlass, right? So it's got like the rounded handle with the guard on there. So he's tied the rope to the handle of that. So if anything, it's going to pull the sword out. So he reaches out with his other hand. He's going to try to grab Min and sweep her in to where that rope is. So I'll give you some athletics with disadvantage.
Yeah, trying to grab all that shit. Okay, you're able to grab them. All right,
so I grab and like swing her towards the rope, and I start helping her up this rope. So that should at least give her normal dice to get up this damn rope.
I'm trying to help.
I don't know how that's
moral support.
All right, no, this is fine because you were climbing at disadvantage, but Zarina holding the rope up there is regular, so those negate each other, and so you have straight dice to climb this, Raijin. What do you do?
Or Min rather. Min.
Climbing.
So Min, just roll one more of those dice, and you have it's the first number that comes up.
No,
it'd be athletics, not strength save.
Yeah, you should be rolling.
Or dex,
you could use acrobatics.
Okay.
Okay. That's not enough.
Nope.
Fuck, god damn it.
You're one inspiration shy.
I literally told you guys.
Can I give her my inspiration?
I was just saying,
I was gonna say you can donate inspiration.
Yeah. I'm gonna donate my inspiration.
Okay, so what does this look like, Zarina, as you come into the moment to save Min?
I think like she gives like the sword one last push down into the earth, and then like kind of leans herself over the side, holding onto the rope, and like extends her hand down to Min,
Okay.
like reaching for her, trying to
Right.
help her up.
Right. So you're like literally teetering off the side of this thing, leaning as far down as you can. Your
Yes.
leg is wrapped around the sword as you're
Yeah.
like pulling them up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, lovely. Oh, yeah. That's fucking awesome. Roll a 1d6 for me for the inspiration. Meta. Yeah, 19. Okay.
Cool.
Min, you have made it up, panting, exhausted, tired, up to Zarina's.
Level 4 exhaustion.
Tiring. Yeah, I mean, it is mathematically worse for you in most cases, but also it's different than an inspiration. But that's fine.
So I am now going to attempt to climb up this thing.
Get up
Yes.
here. I don't have any more inspiration for you, friend.
I believe
Nope.
I have a 10.
Yep, that's not enough. You're able to there. So the rope breaks, right? I think after all the stress of pulling Min up there, the rope is not enough. It frays and breaks in half, or maybe there's a piece of a boulder or whatever. Like you have to like let go for a second as it breaks by. You grab it again, but then you realize the rope is severed by the thing that went by, and now you're able to firmly grab the bottom here of this cliff, but there's nothing to get you up there.
Okay. So how high is this water now?
Like shoulder high.
Okay. So I am
it's
going
cold
to
as fuck, my dude.
So I'm going to pull my way back to my cutlass as best I can,
Yeah.
and then use the cutlass the same way Z did to get up there, and leave my cutlass embedded in the rock, and basically
you're gonna,
use it as a stepping stool. So I'm going to sacrifice my weapon to try to get myself out of this death trap of water.
Okay. Yeah. I'll let you sacrifice it to do that. Straight dice. That's not enough.
Do you
Can
have
I use
inspiration?
bardic inspiration?
I do have an inspiration.
Can I
Yeah.
give him inspiration?
Use it.
Yes, you can. You can use bardic inspiration. Totally. Even
Okay.
when exhausted, you absolutely can use bardic inspiration.
Cool.
But what does that look like?
Well,
Sing him up here. Float him up here with your melody.
yeah. Basically,
I was going to say... go ahead.
what? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say if you got a 6 on your inspiration, he was going to be able to recover his sword, but that's fine.
Well, that's-
I
so
didn't give
that's-
him
that's her-
inspiration yet. That's his.
That's mine.
All right.
I didn't give him my inspiration yet,
Okay.
which is what I'm going to be doing.
I mean,
which is
that's enough to pull you up.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
If I only give 1d4, right, for bardic
No.
inspiration.
1d6.
1d6?
1d6. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can still do it if you want.
No, sure. To get your cutlass back, sure. So as I'm like catching my breath again, I take my violin's bow out one more time and I start playing a melody that actually mutes out the noise of the water.
Mhm.
And everything goes really silent for everybody. It's almost like time stops as this kind of white light kind of starts to emit from where me and Z are as it flushes over, almost like a fog that settles over the water.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. All right, that is
the one.
enough.
That is the one.
Are you kidding me?
So
But that's
in the like everything silences and he has that moment of clarity, that moment of focus where all he has to do is focus on the climb, and so he gets himself up out of this and like he starts pulling himself up the cliff. At the last second, he hooks his foot into that pommel and he rips it out and sort of like kicks it up the side of the mountain as he's climbing and sort of grabs it and makes his way up all piratey. With his cutlass intact, probably dinged up from the stones that it was jammed inside of, but it is a cutlass nonetheless.
Yeah. And that's where we end. That's where we end today's session.
God damn it. The most anxiety-ridden episode yet.
I just
I'm
want to say
exhausted.
this
Me.
is 1,000 times better than not being able to have light.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
I had
We're
a
like-
plan for that. That's
We're like
fine.
sad, anxiety spike. Okay, cool, no problem.
I think I'm
I mean,
actually
that's-
sweating a little bit right now. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my life in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I am actually IRL level 2 exhaustion right now.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm laying
If
down.
we don't rest after this, I'm gonna kill all of you.
Yeah, we're gonna fight a con right now.
We need to rest.
Yeah.
I literally cannot help you guys at all with anything. I've exhausted almost all of my spells, and I have like nothing.
Oh god, guys, that was episode 4. God damn it. Yeah. If you guys liked it, let us know what you thought. So let's go around and do our introductions and get everyone the hell out of here, and they can have hugs and hot chocolate and aftercare from whatever the hell nightmare Eric just put us through. Speaking of which, Eric, who are you?
Hey.
Who hurt you? What are you doing here?
What have we done to deserve this?
What did we do?
And,
I'm so harsh. I let the dice. I mean, I actually don't let the dice. I don't know. Do you guys think I let the dice fall where they fall?
sometimes. I mean, in a
Yeah,
good way. Like
sometimes.
it's in an appropriate way. Like when it's like a dramatic
Yeah.
mattering point.
It's correct.
Yeah. So
Okay.
who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's
Yeah.
episode?
Oh man, I love this shit. I have no idea. I show up and I have no idea what you guys are going to do. So like I prepare like little like bullet points for like 6 different things, and then I can just kind of string them together if I need to. God, you guys, and I still never. This still never always came out the way I thought it was going to. And so it was super awesome. I love this. This was super great. Sorry, it was a little bit more combat and skill checky rather than role play this week, maybe for everyone who likes our super fun role playing sessions. Don't worry, more of that will be coming. But anyways, yeah, I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm a stream producer for Misclicks on the D&D channel for their Risen show, as well as producer and game masterer and playerer on a lot of different games on my channel and others like Mike's here. So that's me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat. Thank you, my players. You guys are always super fun to play with. I love your stories.
Sweet. And our most exhausted little bard here, Metamancer, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of today's episode?
I need a nap. I need 5 naps. I'm Metamancer. I run D&D on my channel as well on Sundays, and more to come. I do digital art, and I'm working on a roleplay extension that might be debuted this weekend. So keep an eye on Twitter. Anyway, yeah, I love the show. I am like super stressed out right now because my character almost just got swept away to her death. So that's
right.
But yeah, no, it'll be good to see how the hell we get ourselves out of this situation after still not having any rest at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not in a safe place. Let's just put it this way. Next week will still be just as bad.
Just as
for me.
bad. Yikes. Starting in a bad place and ending in a bad place. Summer, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
Hey everybody, I'm Summer. I run Off the Table here on Twitch. It's off_the table. We play D&D, we play Burning Wheel, we play Mouse Guard, we play Warhammer, we play Polaris, we play Monster Hearts, and in 2-3 weeks we start playing Pathfinder. It's a lot, but it's really good. Tonight wrecked me. I feel like Z's mental state now is just like, can this please end? Like, she's so tired of this bullshit of just they can't get any rest pretty much. But tonight was really, really good. I like the anxiety. I was seriously ready to be swept away. Like, I was fully convinced. I was like, oh, there's nothing we can do. Eric's sweeping us down this river. And I was resigned to it, and then somehow ended up being the first one out. It was good. It was really good. I really love this game, and I look forward to it very greatly every Tuesday, and I'm excited for next week.
Yeah, I was literally waiting for Min to fail the roll, and Rajan was just going to let go and just go after her. And I was like, ugh. I thought she was further away. I thought she was down current from me. I was like, oh, this is how we all die. This is what it is.
And this is how the world ends.
Yeah, right. So currently the safest and most well-off person, Grant, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
Man, I absolutely loved it. I mean, I got to play my character and everyone got to play theirs. Even if it was very skill checky, I think the dice told a very interesting and unique story, and a lot of interesting things happened to the narrative as a result of our roles. We had high drama, and our own fates were in our hands the entire time. I really love Eric's DM style. and approach to game design in general. A little bit more about me, you can find me on Twitter at WisePapaGrant. I am the host of a YouTube series called The Storyforge for Encounter Roleplay. I am the official host of the 2018 D&D World Series, which will be kicking off next month, where all sorts of your favorite podcasts and adventuring groups will attempt to qualify for the World Championships as they play some tournament-style D&D. And I'm an occasional streamer at Grant R. Ellis on Twitch, where I'm most known for running D&D open mic nights, where anyone can sign up and play test material that I've written. But I had a lot of fun in this adventure, and I feel so bad for these characters in this fictional world suffering so much. Like, it really hurts my heart. But I am responsible for all this, and all of you check the tweet I put out. But I was trying so hard to get the screenshot because I noticed I was frowning and Eric just had all these little devilish grins, and I was like, this is the perfect juxtaposition.
Eric is a monster.
He's not adversarial.
I can't hide my devilish grins. I can't.
Enjoying the game so much. So thank you guys so much.
He's a monster. Guys, thank you for being here. Players, GM, thank you for being here as well and running this crazy drama-filled event. We're going to go host our friend Panic Control. They're currently playing some Blades in the Dark. And if you like what you saw here, hit that follow button, join that Discord, and we'll be back tomorrow for the series finale of Blades in the Dark, 6 and 20, and again on Thursday for my homebrew game. And with that, from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.